Recording in progress.
Okay, welcome to your new moon reading. I am Saj the Sage. I will be your diviner today. I am very excited to get things started. This is gonna be a good new moon, I feel. So far from just different energy that I've been dealing with, it's been like really illuminating for me. So hopefully it'll be the same for you guys, but let's just go ahead and get straight into it. If you would like to book a personal reading, all the information will be in the description box below. Again, I am Saj the Sage. You can check out my website and my social medias. All of those links will be in the description box as well. Okay, let's get it started. Let's take a look at the overall energy for the collective for this new moon. Let's take a look at the overall energy. Okay, this is really good for the new moon. We have beloved, radical acceptance. At the bottom of that, we have jeweled web connectivity. So I think that for this new moon, a lot of people are focused on self-love, healing, maybe accepting, you know, the way that things are intricately connected in a sacred way. Also kind of seeing like the meaning and the sacred purpose behind different connections and the different circumstances that kind of brought you to be the person that you are. There is a lot of acceptance coming in with that, a lot of self-love. Maybe some like alchemy happening in regards to the heart chakra. For those of you who are, you know, realizing like why certain sacred connections are truly important and what they truly catalyze for you. So there could be some alchemy in the process as well. And don't mind my nails, y'all. I'm getting them done this week. Let's get some more. Get a deeper look at the overall energy for the collective. Oh, wow. This is good too. Oh, okay. So it does look like the divine feminine energy is going to be you guys can see, I think this light is a little bit too bright, but we do have cosmic moon, the divine feminine. We do have that reversed with woodwise adaptability. So I think that there may be for this new moon a deeper look at the divine feminine energy. Your yin energy, this is a lot to do with like your subconscious, the way you receive and the way that you kind of nurture and show up for yourself in that receptive sort of way. So I think with everything that's come out so far, it does indicate that there is some level of alchemy happening, especially since we do have woodwise and adaptability here. So that does, especially with it being new moon in Gemini, which is a mutable sign, it could be in tropical astrology, by the way, it could be a way to where you guys are seeing the flexibility in the ways in which your feminine energy can show up. You know, realizing that you have different parts of your femininity that get activated within different situations, either from your own skills of adaptability or, you know, needing to show up and rise to the occasion in a different way. With the cosmic womb in reverse, I do think that a lot of people are being faced with maybe like the realities of the ways in which, you know, the divine feminine energy may have been either suppressed, oppressed, distorted, or you know, distorted into like an inverted way. And so therefore it seems like with this new moon there may be an examination of how to be your divine feminine energy upright, without maybe some of the different things that cause you to suppress things in the past or reject parts of yourself or others and things like that, and being able to kind of see how your yin energy is like all encompassing and like mutable and under different circumstances. All right, let's get some clarity for the overall energy for the collective. Get a specific message for this new moon for the collective. Get some clarity around what's happening in the overall energy. Got Daughter of Swords. Oh, good. Okay, let's see what's happening here. Oh, the Devil card. Oh, wow. Okay, good. Okay, so in the overall, we have, oh, Daughter of Wands. Daughter of Wands and the Devil card. So the Daughter of Wands is similar to, let's say, like the Knight of Wands. So in the overall energy, I'm thinking that in regards to this divine feminine energy that is inverted or not showing up as its full self, or you know, maybe suppressed, oppressed, you know, distorted. There's an examination of the different levels of codependency, addictions, habits, and even just overall kind of like, I don't want to say corrupt systems, but malevolent sort of interference that has kind of led to that. And a lot of it has been rooted in, you know, different desires and passions, which is probably why we do have beloved radical acceptance, so that you can have a better understanding of what your desires and your passions truly are, in a way that it, even if it does have some connections with darker entities or more negative holdings, at least you are coming to a level of awareness and acceptance of that, so that therefore you can have more of an alchemical process in a way that you are interacting with it. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, let's say with this, you know, there could be some Lilith energy being activated for people, you know, dark goddess energy being activated for people. And what the Devil card calls into attention is so that you can see, like, okay, in which ways am I unconsciously, subconsciously kind of falling into certain patterns that relate more to some of my darker feminine energy. Men also have darker feminine energy when you get into things like emotional manipulation, psychic attacks, spiritual attacks, and things like that. And psychic and spiritual attacks, you know, for all people can show up, you know, pretty much in some of the same ways. So the same way, you know, a woman or, you know, or whatever could wish bad on someone, the same way a man can to a woman or whatever, like even like a spiritual attack that may be in your feminine energy. If we think about the fact that like your root and your sacral chakras are feminine chakras, you know, let's say if it's a man, you know, he may in a way be acting out in his devil or inverted yin energy, his inverted or distorted dark feminine energy by being overindulgent in sex and, you know, putting, you know, maybe him and his partner's health at risk and things like that due to, like you said, the Daughter of Wands, that desire and things like that. But the Devil energy, you know, male or female, even though we are focused specifically right now for the overall energy on the divine feminine way in terms of like the yin. So, you know, with the yin yang, the yin is associated with the subconscious, the dark, you know, the receptivity or whatever, receptivity and things like that. So you have to think about the ways in which you may be showing up in this devilish energy. So this could be like intentionally, you know, doing manipulation, harm, deceit, especially when it comes to desires. It could be temptation, falling into temptation, trying to be a temptress or a tempter or enchanter and things like that. And these are all things, while they do have a time and place, when we think about adaptability and jeweled web connectivity, these things do have a time and place. But when they're done in a way that is excessive, intentionally harmful, codependent, you know, it's not just an isolated event. It's like, you know, patterns upon patterns of certain types of inverted dark psychological behavior, because when you think about the yin, it's all subconscious as well. So that's a good way to do it, so that you guys can kind of understand for a male or female. And you think about that dark psychological behavior by continuously, you know, falling into the temptation, falling into the desires and the trappings or whatever around it, you are starting to realize like, okay, these are the actual patterns. These are the ways that these things are connected and triggered or catalyzed for me. And I can accept that there may be ways about myself in which, you know, I may resonate on certain degrees or certain levels with it. But when it comes to that woodwise adaptability and turning that cosmic womb upright, that divine feminine energy upright, that would be you more so focusing on, you know, a way to compartmentalize is kind of the best way to say that. Find a way to kind of compartmentalize that part of you to where, you know, if you do need to tap into more of a darker energy, maybe to defend yourself or to protect yourself, something like that, then okay, you know, you know how you can kind of get into your own inner beast mode type of thing. But overall, you will know how to basically, you know how it is when someone, you know, in movies when someone turns into like a werewolf, and like for the first few times they can't control themselves, they just turn into a werewolf and they go crazy and start killing and any and everybody. But then once they kind of master their ability to turn into a werewolf, when they do turn into a werewolf, now they're more organized. They can, you know, gather up the other werewolves and come up with different strategies and things like that. If you listen, if not if you listen, but you watch like the underworld and things like that, you realize that there is a primal state of your darker energy, and then there's a more elevated, evolved state of your darker energy. And so I think that that's what's being examined with this new moon. Okay, cool. And then also, boom. Okay, and then we also have 6 of Swords and 9 of Swords. So this suggests that you guys are moving on for collectively with this new moon, moving on from different things that kind of plague the mind in regards to things that may cause, different neurological imbalances, psychological imbalances, cause you to overthink, feel depressed, have anxiety, things like that. You're really learning how to kind of cut away some of those things and move on from it. You may also be moving on from particular situations, or like literally physically moving from a different location to another, just because, you know, you want to get away from some of the mental anguish and turmoil that certain situations bring you. It's probably 9 times out of 10 connected to that devil energy as well. Okay. So that's interesting energy for the collective. Let's just see what's hidden and then get a card for advice and move into the elements. hidden for the collective? Time period. All right, what is hidden? Lost in space, needing direction. And then we have will and tree reconciliations. What is hidden? I think that this is interesting. This may have to do somewhat with the divine feminine energy being in reverse. Needing direction, obviously, with yang energy being that light and that center point. And it kind of adds that, how do you say? Because if you think about the yin energy being more of a circle and the yang energy being more of a straight line, right? You think about the fact that the yang energy kind of defines and draws like clear cut points. It kind of draws on like a premise in a way, you know, a central focus or focal point. I think with the yin energy being in reverse, that could have attributed to some level of feeling a little bit lost in the sauce. Just maybe in regards to how to approach certain things, especially when it comes to, because we have the wailing tree here, reconciliations, especially when it comes to certain different circumstances or group dynamics. There may have just been like some level of either feeling rejected, feeling misplaced, like, you know, you didn't really have a sense of belonging in certain areas. And so I think that with the overall energy, with you coming into a level of radical acceptance, that's also about you maybe developing a stronger sense of direction and which way to go with certain situations that may be coming up. Obviously, if there are you know, certain circumstances that are influenced by this devil card that we have, then you have to realize that, you know, there's a certain level of acceptance of people for them to be the way they are, and a level of acceptance of yourself to know whether or not that's truly aligned with you, if that makes sense. Let's get some clarity around what is hidden. Oh, Two of Swords. Judgment. Wow. Okay, that's not a bad thing at all. So what is hidden in regards to these the situations that, because you have the Two of Swords and the Judgment card, in regards to situations where there may be some level of reunions or reconciliations, mediations, kind of making up for whatever wrongdoings or whatever situations that cause a separation in either whatever type of dynamics. With the Judgment card coming out, it suggests that the oh Lord. Okay. It suggests that the outcome is going to be influenced by, I wouldn't say just destiny, but more so by a higher power. It's not more so in regards to free will. So when we have that Two of Swords, you guys may in terms of what is like kind of lingering in the back of your mind with this new moon, you may feel like there's a level of you being at a crossroads with certain things, but at the end of the day, the Most High and divine intervention. Oh wow. I'm like, dang, do I need to get some more cards for this? The Most High and divine intervention is playing more of a part in regards to you know, which direction to go. So when the Judgment card is coming out, I would also say to focus more so on the deep spiritual transformations that are happening with the process, and lean in towards that. The direction that you're going, that's going to feel the most like a deep transformation, and like truly having faith in the Most High, the universe, your ancestors, your guides, that sort of thing. When it comes to that, that will be a direction that's going to be the most I don't want to say aligned, but the most supported by you know, destiny and essentially fate. Because, you know, it's not really a free will situation in regards to these different directions that you feel like you're being pulled into, this crossroads situation, or these moment of feeling like, you know, that there needs to be a level of reconciliation. The free will aspect may be within you or within another person, may have less to do about it than the actual circumstances and, like, you know, the environment. You know what I'm saying? Let's say, you know, you really, even like this oyster situation, or you really want to buy some oysters and this and that, and you like, oh, do I want this oyster, or you know, do I want some shrimp when I'm at the seafood restaurant? Well, lo and behold, they've already been telling you that, you know, the oysters are not in season and this and that, and people are dying from it. So at this point, if you choose something, you know, like, let's say, okay, well, let's just say you're choosing between two different oyster dishes. The point is that regardless of which oyster dish you choose, it's really going to be more so on the universe to say whether or not this is a good batch of oysters or not, basically. You know what I'm saying? So it's not to say to don't choose, especially because we do have that Two of Swords, but it's more so about choosing what is actually going to, you know, feel like it's feeding your soul's like journey and mission, and like your actual divine purpose, because then that way, regardless of how it plays out and the universe supports each decision, you're gonna get the most out of the situation, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So it's like, for example, you wanted to try steamed oysters so bad, you know what I'm saying? You were choosing between steamed oysters and Rockefeller, you know what I'm saying? And you had Rockefeller before, but you never had it steamed. You choose the steam, and you actually finally get that new wisdom, that new, you know, that new transformation of saying you've had that experience. And at this point, you know, basically, if it was a bad batch, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it'll be more so within the Most High. It'll be what it is type of situation. I don't mean to say it like that. I know I'm using an example that's a little bit lighthearted, but at the end of the day, it's just reality. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you know what I'm saying? It's just, it's not saying choosing the lesser two evils, but it's more so like, if regardless of what choice that you make, if the Most High, the universe of God, is going to be, you know, still influencing the outcome of the situation, it's more so about, you know, well, let me at least do what's most beneficial so that I can get something from the situation, if that makes sense, right? So that's really what I'm saying. It's a little bit too early in the morning, y'all. I'm over here with these examples. So I'm a little rusty, but give me some time. I'm about to warm up. Okay. All right, let's get some advice here for the collective. Sisters, guys, get some advice. Okay. Possibility for union. Netcasters. Okay. So with the advice, actually like this. So we have Netcasters, preparations coming to fruition, and we have Skybridge, possibility for union. So there is going to be, to some extent, there's going to be something coming together and something collaborating like some sort of, you know how when stars collide, a supernova type of interaction, there's going to be some sort of energetic exchange that allows for you to either become deeper connected to yourself, deeper connected to the people around you, or deeper connected to like your spiritual path and your spiritual journey. And right now with Netcasters, preparations come to fruition. It's more about you putting out the energy that you want to receive back, type of thing. So, let's scrap the oysters example because this is raggedy. But let's just say, you're really just making the efforts to live a healthier lifestyle. You're trying to break some of these devilish habits that you may have. You are, nurturing your inner feminine energy, that type of thing. So with that, what you're doing is that you're actually putting out the energy of what you want back. Okay, you want healthier experiences, healthier lifestyle experiences. You want a nurturing space for your feminine energy. All of these things, that is going to lead you to have even more experiences in those realms. So, the reason why I think it is very important, especially with this judgment and justice, this judgment and Two of Swords here, is that even though there may be a feeling of a level of being at some level of crossroads, or knowing that you are kind of in a transitional period to where, you got to move on from certain things, let certain things go, putting new things into perspective, having a new level of acceptance for new things. I think that through this process, by you choosing what you actually want to continue to see in your life and you want to continue to bring to fruition in your life, whether that's in regards to the energy that you entertain, the places that you go, the energy that you put out for yourself, that is going to align so that you can have these deeper, more transformative experiences. And like I said, with this judgment, the Most High, the universe, your guides are going to be working in your favor. It's not that your free will is directly going to be the thing that changes something or is a catalyst. It's going to be more so outside of your control in terms of the actual bigger transformations. But those small deposits and those small, those individual deposits that you make towards the intention that you're going towards is going to allow you to have a more fulfilling and valuable experience, from whatever, situations may arise with this new moon. I do think that there may be, for this new moon, there may be some level of, for those of you who may have been in a more complicated situation in regards to, relationship dynamics or dynamics where your divine feminine energy has kind of needed to be recalibrated and things like that. With you having that radical self-acceptance for yourself, with you being willing to break those more toxic or, negative habits that you may have, you're going to be able to kind of get, regardless of, the different separations that may have happened, regardless of the different qualms or conflict that you guys have to resolve, you're going to be able to kind of show up in a way that is more intentional. It's going to be in a way to where you see like the purpose behind certain things and why certain things had to happen the way they did. And that's going to give you more deeper enlightenment for yourself. And that's going to be able to allow you to be more adaptable going forward. I do think that there could be a level of, reunions for people with this new moon, or at least, having some of those more, not to say heart to heart, but radically honest conversations, I think that that can definitely happen with this new moon. But I do think that for the most part, you guys are going to be able to kind of have that self-reflection of what's actually truly for you in regards to like where does your home feel safe? Like what does your home feel safe? What makes your heart feel safe? What makes you feel at home? But maybe home feels safe because we do have that Six of Swords, so that is a thing to where there may be some like movement or whatever, like people moving out, things like that. But I think that when it comes to like that radical self-acceptance, I think that it's more so about you kind of figuring out like how can you, like if you had to take care of your own inner, like your own inner daughter, let's say that, because not everybody's inner child is a woman. But we need to focus on the yin energy right now in terms of the collective in regards to this new moon. If you were to take care of, you know, your daughter internally, your inner daughter internally, whether you want to have kids or not, which ways would you want her to feel safe? Which ways would you want her to feel, you know, useful and valued and things like that? I think that that's important for, you know, the collective to kind of take a look at. There's just been a few different things in the collective that relates to that, just in regards to different celebrity things. But I think that internally it should be a level of self-examination. You know what I'm saying? Like, would I want my inner child to experience certain things? Would that be how I nurture and take care of my inner child? The way that, you know, maybe the way that I'm showing up for someone else, or the way that the different dynamics that I may be entertaining or staying into, or whatever it is, or desiring or being tempted for, and things like that. If you wouldn't want your inner child, like if it was your actual child, maybe like your 8-year-old, your 10-year-old, your 12-year-old, whatever these experiences are, that's age appropriate to put things into perspective for you. If you wouldn't want your inner child to experience those things, then, you know, having that reflection, having that self-examination is going to be really helpful. Just because it is going to be able to show you how to be like just way more flexible, you know what I'm saying, either in your either in the ways that you kind of give yourself outlets for certain things, or just the way that you just overall you know, view connecting with people in general. So I think that that's pretty good energy for a new moon. Let's go ahead. Let's get into air signs first for this new moon. Ancestors, guides, most high, get accurate specific message. Ancestors, guides, most high, get accurate specific message. Okay. All right. For the overall energy for my air signs, we have Drifter and Hollow Bone. So Drifter is experiencing life as it comes. Hollow Bone speaks about teachability. This is interesting for my air signs. Okay, because I did a personal reading before this. And those were the cards that came out as well. So I know that it's relevant for the air signs. I have prominent or significant air placements myself. Is this the right word? Okay. With Drifter and Hollow Bone. It's about right now for you guys, air signs. You guys are in a space to where you kind of need to surrender your maybe desire for control. This is what you're doing. This is what you're actively doing, actually. So I guess with this energy, this new moon, I'm not sure what may show up. We'll get some more clarity around it. But there may be something showing up for you to where you're really having more of teachable moments. You're having moments to where it's like, you know what, this is really showing me something about myself. It doesn't have to be anything bad or harsh or anything like that, especially with Drifter energy, experiencing life as it goes, as it comes. It does suggest that there is like a kind of going with the flow, a level of surrender that's happening with you guys right now, to where it's not like you, when I say release control and go with the flow, it's basically saying like you're not trying to like dictate or be set on a specific outcome or a specific destination. You're more so in the space of sightseeing, window shopping, browsing, analyzing, that type of thing. You're more so observing and trying to just learn through different experiences, you know, like when people go sightseeing, that sort of thing, so that you could kind of absorb, gathering information, kind of use that to kind of help you decide whether or not, you know, somewhere is a place that you would want to land and kind of take root in. And with the hollow bone teachability, it does suggest that, you know, there may be some moments that are happening in your life, either through people that you're experiencing, maybe a mentor, or you know, just regular kind of everyday experiences, to where it's like, okay, this is kind of expanding my perspective. This is adding new context to things for me. And, you know, it's allowing you to kind of see things with fresh eyes is the best way to say that. Crossing initiation, perfect storm. Okay, so we have the perfect storm and the crossing initiation. So there may be, you know, like I said, whatever those teachable moments are, they're definitely, you know, ordained by the elements, so to speak. And what it's doing is it's allowing you to make some deep radical changes to certain foundational principles that you have, because there's a level of leveling up that you are going through, which is probably why you're more so kind of surrendering to the flow. You're more so just allowing things to the chips fall there where they may. You know what I'm saying? Like if there's a roadblock here, oh, no worries, I'll go the other way. You know what I'm saying? There's more to see that way. I may want to stop somewhere, or, you know what I'm saying, enjoy myself and pick up a book or whatever from over there, since I'm going that way now. It's a feeling of, I see how these things are playing out for me, and I'm seeing like the different learning curves, the different, you know, areas of growth or whatever, especially when we have initiation. It could just really just be like a level of maturity or sense of newfound responsibility and duty that you have, and you're kind of like, okay, okay, I'm about to go with it. I'm going to learn as I go. I'm going to take in each moment. I'm going to, you know, especially now that I'm seeing that this has come from the heart space too, with this perfect storm, I'm going to be led with my heart. I'm going to, you know, have a level of courage to kind of face each you know, new thing that I'm learning without like the fear of being wrong, without the fear of whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Let's get some clarity around that. Hold on. What did I get a specific message about the overall energy for my ear signs, benevolent ancestors, guides, and most high? Get a specific message. Wow. Jesus Christ, dude. Okay, this is an emotional process, but it's also connected to your passions. Your passions and creativity are driven and powered by emotions. I guess that's magic and spell work 101, right? Okay, look. You're making changes in the ways that you emotionally attach and connect, period. The things that you are investing your emotions into, the things that you are feeling connected to. With this 44 perfect storm here, and then the 8 of cups, that's that 8 coming together. So the perfect storm is being reflected in your emotional connectivity, period. Whether it's to physical things, people, money, certain relationship dynamics, whatever it is, you are basically starting fresh in that area. You're starting fresh. You are renewing that space. You are in a space of, okay, look, I'm willing to learn something new about this. I got the old stuff. I've learned that. Now it's time to truly experience new things. You know, as I walk this new path, as I take, you know, these steps, you know, into my initiation into being, you know, a more mature person, a more spiritually elevated person, a more wealthier person, whatever it is, I'm going to do this in a brand new way. Because whatever the perfect storm is, it has something to do, especially with it being 8 of Cups, probably with relationships. It could be family, but it could also be possessions. It could be possessions that, you know, you view as assets, and possessions that you may have made long-term investments in, that sort of thing. Okay, specific message for the one. Okay, whoo, Lord, 8 again. With a 9, okay, boom. Done. Whoo, we love to see your air signs. I ain't gonna hold you. Cause I was like, woo. We get into the nitty gritty with this new moon. But this is Gemini new moon. And I don't know if y'all understand Gemini energy. It's definitely very dual energy. It is. And you work with it, you do your best with it, but it is definitely some dual energy. And, you know, it's the twins. It's nothing you could do. It is what it is type of thing. Like, it's up to you on that. Okay. So, we might say either the twins are going to work together or they're going to be beefing. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because it's so interconnected. You know how twins is. It's like, oh, you know, if my twin hurt, I hurt. I know something wrong with my twin. Maybe you're gonna hurt yourself. You may keep with the beefing, so you may as well work together. But you can't tell nobody nothing. So you can't. You just let them do. You do what they do. Free will does what it does. Like I said, in the collective energy, I think that free will is kind of, you know, not the deciding force here. It's not. It's going to be about what is most important for the deep spiritual transformation with the Judgment card. It's going to be about what is going to make the most long-lasting effects. It's going to be about that, period. Okay, so when we have the Eight of Wands and the Nine of Discs, which is Nine of Pentacles, this is an overall energy. You guys are very much so moving towards, as quick, fast, and in a hurry as you can, to your full, you know, sense of autonomy. Meaning that you are sound mind, body, and spirit, content mind, body, and spirit, whole mind, body, and spirit. And so, you know, we got to add everything in there. You never know everybody's situation. We have to include everything because everybody's situation may not. I'm sorry, I know I'm getting a little bit loopy. But yeah, like seriously, some people's situation, they may have a struggle with their soul. But all I'm saying is that to where you have full autonomy and sovereignty of self, financially, emotionally, you know, you're doing your own. I mean, you know, especially because it is a Nine of Pentacles, you can't always say emotionally, but I do think that because you are having a renewal in that space, I do think that that is going to be within the flow for you guys. You know what I'm saying? Even in regards to your creativity, we have the Ace of Wands, we have the Eight of Wands. We do have some creative power here working. And even here in the Nine of Pentacles, she's doing a full-on ritual, getting her joint right. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I'm saying, air signs. I think for this new moon, that y'all are gonna be in a space to where it's like, I am moving towards my divinity. I am moving towards my sovereign God body. That's what I'm doing. That's what it is. It's no question about it. And now when we talk about the perfect storm, when we talk about, you know, the Eight of Cups, when we talk about these 2 8s and a 44, you have to realize that if these two energies colliding, if the emotional connections that you have, if whatever connections that you have to your possessions or your I could say status too for the air signs. I don't know, because when it comes to the Eight of Cups, it can just be whatever you hold near and dear to your heart. And many people hold different things near to their heart. Their reputation or whatever it is, whatever their privacy, and it could be anything. Especially when we get into the 8s, it's Scorpio. So you could be mad because somebody think you stupid. And you feel like that's really a total insult to the regard that you had for them and the fact that you thought you was going to, you know, whatever the situation is, right? But point is this, is that if your determination, ambition, power, and will and motivation for your God body sovereignty, your Nine of Pentacles, you're having your financial stability together, you having your house together, you having your, you know, you may not, you know, it's a little bit of independent energy. It doesn't say that you're going to look out for everybody and their mother, but you have your shit together. If that is a problem and it is clashing with whatever this Eight of Cups moment is, this Ace of Wands moment is, if that's a problem, then that's a perfect storm for you to let you know, boop, boop, I'm upgraded out of this. I see what it is. That's why we got the initiation, the perfect storm. Come on now. Oh, we got the we did get the Lovers. And because this is the air reading and because the Lover card is Gemini. Let's see what else. Oh, the High Priestess in reversed. Oh, we may have to see. Let's go into what's hitting now. The High Priestess in reversed. Okay, man, we need to see what's going on. Okay, well. Hey. I'm about to say this is we gotta tell it like it is. Okay, let's see what's going on. What's hitting for this new moon? I didn't shuffle enough. Hold on. But the collective message did come back around. But let's see what else was hidden. I can specific message for what it's hidden for this moon. For my ear signs, specific message. Wow. Woo! Damn. I'm sorry. No, and I don't say damn, I rebuke that, because damn is actually the only curse word that's in the Bible. But jeez. Okay. The eye, the needle, intentionality in reverse, I did not like. I'm not gonna lie. But hey, we all have our free will. So we can all make it happen. Okay. Woo, okay, that's what's hidden. We had to know what's going on. Okay. Oh, Lord, I don't know what the hell. Okay, you're going to new beginnings. Because somebody's, it could be you. Can't lie. You got to be aware of that. But the intentions of something was not clear, and it was not in a good space. So when this is what happens. When things are done with ill intentions and on faulty ground and based on lies or whatever it is, right? When that type of thing happens, then it ends up eroding at the actual foundation of something. That's like you building a house and you're using, I don't know, what did I use for foundation? Maybe cement? I think they use cement for foundation. But you're using a bad mix of the chemicals for your cement, for your house foundation, for the bricks you laying down. So maybe that you have, there's a lack of integrity, there's a lack of quality, authenticity, what it is when you have like a good quality or something. Like whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. The point is this, whatever it is, if it is already having faulty beginnings, then it's going to be uprooted and it's going to have to start a new period anyway. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? If it was faulty and it had an expiration date of 2 years, it was going to be faulty for the 2 years. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying 2 years. That's not no channel, whatever. That's just me speaking. Now, if it's relevant, it's relevant. Take what resonates. Leave the rest. I don't think I said that at the beginning. My bad, y'all. But yeah. So come on. You know what I'm saying? Like this is the point that I'm making. Is that without the accurate and specific and precise intentions, you're leaving things up to chance. So with the new moon, it's time for new beginnings. You're going to either renew your intention towards something, or whatever it was with the fucked up intentions is going to get a total revamp. That's just what it is. So this could mean that there could be different conversations being had. Well, bad. If that makes sense, different conversations being had to where it's like, hey, I need to clarify this. When I said XYZ, I really did not know that wasn't really what I wanted. And so I have to clarify this, because if we continue on and I know that I'm not going to get what I want, it's not going to be good for me. So I know myself. I have acceptance of myself. I see the purpose in certain connections and things like that. So I'm going to do, my new beginnings, and I'm going to start fresh in certain areas. It's about to be the summer solstice. I'm getting, my summer body is ready for the streets. I need to clarify. Where I was really going with XYZ. So that's what the air signs are going through right now. In terms of why there's this sense of renewed passions and desires. This intentionality is this Ace of Wands. This intentionality is connected to this Ace of Wands. I think that this perfect storm is happening because whatever the initial desire and whatever that initial spark and that initial purpose for doing something it has to be revised. Okay, we have the Sun and the Shaman of Disc, baby. Talk about it. That's all good for me. I love this sun signs. I love this air signs. I'm looking at the sun card. The reason why, okay, this is the King of Pentacles in this deck. Why this is good. Oh, sorry. I know it's 6 a.m. right now. Getting up at the crack of dawn, you know, look, hey, I'm getting it done now. But I'm coming from different realms. I'm coming back. Okay, look. This is basically saying that you are becoming way more, you're prioritizing more of your stability, more of your integrity. That's what it is. King of Pentacles is integrity. That's what it is. I don't like to keep saying integrity. I don't know why I keep saying integrity with y'all, but I think that because I don't know. I'm trying to work with the air signs in a different. Let me see if I can get some more clarity around it. Because and then when we get intentionality coming up and things like that, it's like, come on. I think because the air, you guys rule communication, technically, I think that when it comes to the air energy, you guys are very powerful. You know what I'm saying? In regards to what you express. You have, like, your word is taken more serious than other people's word, right? And so when you have that type of influence and, you know, that type of thing, it causes you to, you have to move different. That's what it is. You do. 4 of Cups. Oh, Chariot. Oh, I like this. Okay, good. Hold on. I have mascara on my eye. Okay, good. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna look at this 4 of Cups for this deck, because I feel like they be having good interpretations on certain things. Hold on. Okay. Oh, no. I get it now. Okay. Jeez. Okay. I don't know. Maybe this mascara is clumping up. I don't know. Okay. Look. It's not, I think that it's funny because to me, I'm like, well, we have the Chariot, which is good. The reason why I'm speaking about this in the hidden position, that is what it is. It's not even integrity, because you will do so. This is what happened. I got it. It's not even integrity, because it's like you guys will do something and be feeling it. This is from the air signs. This may be for very specific people, to where I need to expound a little bit more on certain levels of integrity, because that is a different thing in terms of ethics and morals and things like that, because integrity can coincide with ethics and morals, and then sometimes it cannot, right? You guys, so some of you guys do indeed have integrity. Really, probably a lot of the air signs looking at this that's not resonating with the integrity piece. You guys do have a lot of integrity. The thing is that you can do something full flesh and with your full heart and be dead serious about it, in your integrity and all, in your authenticity and all, and your intentions and your whole, not to say, you know, your whole emotional, because we have the 4 Cups, your whole emotional drive or reason behind it, and the intentions is some bullshit. Let's just call it bullshit, because intentionality and the needles reverse. That's what happens. If you go full-fledged and full wholehearted on some, I'm about to be on some humbug, your intentions is faulty, or other people is coming at you with that, it's like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. So therefore now, yes, now your character is being drawn into question. Now you're this or whatever that. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it comes to that King of Pentacles energy, like, that's what I mean. That's what it's about. Because we had the Four of Cups here and we had the Chariot here. It's especially with Four of Cups talking about moving on from old, because in this deck it also can speak about like new relationships too, but that's if it's reversed. With it upright, this is suggesting that you are currently cleansing out old emotional patterns, old emotional habits, old emotional ways of showing up, right? And so let's say this, you in your present moment, right? You in your present moment, you chilling or whatever, you with your new boo, y'all relaxing. And then they tell you something that reminds you of your fucking ex. And you go full-fledged out acting a fool on some past trigger. Although you may be right in the principle of whatever the hell it is that you're mad at, in the present moment, that ain't really have nothing to do with this. The intention isn't even in the present moment. We going all the way back, and I got an answer for that. That's when you get to the King of Pentacles, where it's like, can we have a level of groundedness? Can we have a level of ethics and treating people fairly in this situation? Can you look at my specific case and not throw the book at me with a whole RICO charge, please? Can you look at my individual charges? That's what that is. So, and that may resonate for some people. That may not. That may resonate for some people. That may not. But the point is, if this is a self-reflection moment, okay? If it is a self-reflection moment about your own intentions and the ways that you show up emotionally and the ways that, you know, your passions and your desires or whatever are kind of like driven or whatever it is that they're inclined to. If this is you having a self-reflection moment, I think that piece may be relevant for you. You know what I'm saying? And it can show up in different ways too, where you are, and it's not just hurt and pain. It could be you doing people dirty because everybody, you know, like people do this, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I've been done dirty before, so, you know, this is just how I move. This is how I am, and I am acting in integrity. I told you you wasn't the only one, but you didn't tell me you was about to be having raw sex with everybody and come with an STD. There's a difference. There's a difference between, oh, I'm gonna tell you, you know, like, come on, like that, and I rebuke that for anybody's situation. I'm just saying how you could be, you know, being authentic and being real and everything else, but it's not in a way to where it's like you have good character. You know what I'm saying? So that is what it is. So the reason why I bring this up is because when we have the King of Pentacles and the Sun card, this is saying that there is going, especially in what's hidden, it does suggest that, especially with this initiation, you are going to be in a new level of recognition, respect, and just overall sense of stability. You know what I'm saying? And I think that whatever is being cut out, and the reason why I do think that there may be some really burned away, something that's being probably like alchemized to where it's like you are doing some sort of creative process and, you know, using the energy that you feel for that towards something else, or you know what I'm saying? Because you know how you could cut out something you just don't deal with and you go about your day. But sometimes people use that energy to fuel something. I think you guys are using that fuel to push you to be more responsible, more on your shit, more focused on your, you know what I'm saying? Your stability, like your it's not foundation, but it's not empire, because it's not emperor. Can I get another word, please? I'm linking. Hold on. It is like a blueprint, but it's being built upon now. It's like a landscape. Yeah, I like that. I like that because with the landscape, I'm feeling that because it's more so like you do have your creative attributions when it comes to like you like laying out your own individual playing field, your own individual like plot of land. Like you have it to where like you can organize it in however you want to, how you want to build on it, how you want to like who you allow on it, who you how you use that to like care for others and things like that. And I think with the Sun card, it is giving you, you know, a new level and a newfound sense of satisfaction and, like I said, recognition, happiness, all those good things from making that the primary focus, if that makes sense. Because there has been ways in which you've needed to clean things up and sort of just, when you are starting things, actually start them from with a little bit more of a long-term vision. When we get the King of Pentacles, we also talking about long-term vision and things like that too. It's like with you being able to include that within your process, it's going to kind of illuminate things in a different light. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be more of an exaltation in this process, which is pretty good. And like I said, with the Chariot and the Four of Cups, I feel like you guys are truly, I'm not going to say moving on, but moving into new waters for sure. New horizons and, yes, new waters. And I think it's just about how you are regulating yourself emotionally too. I do feel like what I had to say earlier may have been a little bit of a channel low-key because it kind of came out of nowhere. Interesting. Okay. And like I feel like much more back in my centered energy. So this is interesting. So that was a message for somebody. Okay. Let's go ahead and get into the advice for my air signs. Specific message. The advice. Okay. Oh yes, you got new moon and beginner's breath. First breath. Okay. Okay, so guys, I'm gonna be real with y'all. To me, it looks like you guys are making necessary changes. The necessary changes are, well, this is the advice, of course. But I think that, I think that, in all honesty, whatever that perfect storm situation is, it may also reveal or clarify and, like I said, revise different intentions and things like that. But I feel like it's not going to be a bad thing. You know, I don't even see, especially in regards to certain relationships, I don't even think that there is a real, like, you're going to be moving on in regards to, you know, self-mastery. And like I said, into newer emotional waters and new horizons and new beginnings in that way. But I don't even think there necessarily is any sense of needing to, like, if there is something that has separated, it's already been done. I don't think that within this new moon process, you guys are going to have to do any sort of separations to that capacity, or there may be, like I said, with the perfect storm, there may be some teachable moments or something like that. But I feel like for you guys, it's not going to be something that you haven't already been working towards. I think because, could also happen, especially since you have the cross of initiation. You guys have maybe already have been upgrading and elevating in a way, right? And so now past intentions have to be revised. Like, things that may have, are kind of realizing that you know how it is to where it's like, oh, you start your job and you kind of just start the job, you're doing your thing or whatever. You tell them that, oh yeah, I have my own business on the side or whatever, and I'm doing that, and I want this job to, help me have more financial independence and things like that, and different benefits so that I can further fund my business, right? And then you get to a point to where your business is growing and growing, and you're making let's say your salary from your business or whatever, like let's say you're making that where it's equivalent. And so now you need to clarify the intentions that you once had with the job of saying, okay, now boom, like this is where I'm at. Either I can work with y'all, to not say lesser capacity, but to a capacity to where it's not taken away from the time I need towards my business, and kind of phase out, up until y'all can find somebody else, or, I can quit, or, I can take a different position within the business that, would allow me to kind of partner with you guys in a way to where I'm only working, more so part-time. And it's, therefore now my actual business is my primary income. And this is just more so, something that I do for extra spending money and things like that. These are all the different type of conversations that may come up when you're clarifying your intentions with something, because you have upgraded and because you have grown and because you are not the same person that you initially were when something started. So that's just what happens. Because in the advice, you do have first breath, beginner's mind, the bold step forward, farther gate. It suggests that you guys you have already completed out a cycle of either self-awareness or evaluations of your creative or your creative energy or your desires and things like that, or in your emotional processes, I guess. I don't even know, your emotional habits, your emotional intelligence, just your overall just kind of emotional disposition. You guys have been either examining it, and now you're moving towards, and oh wow, I'm sorry, I thought that actually had an actual line in it, like an indentation. You know how something's imprinted or whatever. I thought it had that. That would have been so cool. But anyway, I was drawn to that 9 of disc. But anyway, so you, like you said, and with the 9 of disc, with the 8 of wands too, you guys are already moving fast towards your divine sovereignty, and you're just total, new level up. You're actually doing the physical work for it. You're, you have the proof, you know what I'm saying, to show for it. You can actually show your work. You can show your ritual work. You can show your journal entries. You can show your obviously, I'm not saying people don't have I don't know if people do like a prayer journal or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like your ancestors have the proof that you've been praying. You know what I'm saying? You have been putting the works behind your faith. So if that is the situation, and you've already been to a point to where you're at a new level, you have the initiation to where you're at a new level of transcendence, and you know certain things need to be clarified, or you know kind of revised, that's not a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not a problem. Or just totally, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, you can just totally, with the Chariot, there's just certain things you have to totally just move away from. Especially if it's like certain circumstances or certain situations that kind of, you know, bring you into like certain like emotional states, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, and I feel like I do think it has something to do with relationships though, just because we have the Eight of Cups. But even if it is like your like the way that you feel about like some possessions, or let's just say like, I don't know, you know how it is, like you can get emotionally attached to your job, you can get emotionally attached to your car or whatever it is, you know, or like your career or something like that. If it's something in that way to where it's like, okay, the way I was even worried about it before, I don't even have to worry about that now. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm still worried about, you know what I'm saying, having these type of connections and having this type of link, or you know what I'm saying, or I have to be in good regards with certain situations, it's not even for me anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm ready, your guys are ready for the new beginning. You're already in your state of teachability. You're already in your state of moving towards you know, like your total independence. Like there's nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like if the perfect storm happens to where there needs to be like renewed intentions and renewed and investment, or like a renewed interest where maybe I'm just not interested anymore, or I'm interested in something else, then so be it. You know what I'm saying? At that point, because it's like you're at a stage of completion, there's nothing that you can do. So whatever falls away at this point was just meant to fall. You know, it's kind of like maybe like when a flower comes full bloom or whatever. Like certain flowers, they have like those, I'm trying to think of like those wildflowers where they have those like really tiny petals. If you go full bloom and a couple of tiny petals fall off, it is what it is, bro. I'm about to be full bloom. Like you wasn't gonna be able to withstand a full bloom anyway. You know what I'm saying? So let me just mind my business. That's what I would say. Okay, let me get back into Zen mode. I normally have some tea before this. So, but okay, y'all. Let's move. What's after air? I low-key want to bring my blanket over here because this AC is getting kind of cold. I try my best not to be too hyper on these. I do. Okay, let's get into it now. What's after air? Water. Okay. 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 So, water signs. This new moon energy. And that's 4950, baby. So you know this is definitely relevant to the water signs. Okay. Synchronistic. Look. With the fate skywriting, I feel like Jesus, you guys aren't water signs. I don't even think you guys are resisting fate. I think that you guys are not realizing how you're supposed to work with fate. And so in this overall energy, I think that with this new moon, you're having a renewed sense of, okay, this is how you know how people say like, oh, I'm going on side missions, you know, where like they have plans for the day, but then somebody suggests like, oh, let's do this real quick, or oh, can we go see this real quick before we go to our main event for the day, whatever. By you know, maybe trying to stick to your set whatever it is, vision, maybe fate or something like that. You may not be realizing that those adventures along the way are a part of the journey. It's a part of what's fated. It's a part of what's destined. It's a part of things coming together for you. The reason why I say that is because repairing the veil, forgiveness, and gather around power of community is coming out here. So with this new moon, the reason why this is important is because when we, as water signs, when we are around others, we are able to gain. I know we have the people say, oh, you know, my social battery is not that high, whatever, you know, whatever it is, I gotta recharge my social battery. Cool. But when your social battery is charged up and you are mingling with people, interacting, having conversations, you are learning a lot from their experiences, and it helps you have a new sense and found feelings of acceptance and forgiveness for the different type of people that you may run into in your day-to-day, because now you're able to see some of the backstory, you're able to see some of the different perspectives, you're able to learn from, you know, and heal through a sense of community. So by you sticking to your, oh, I gotta stick to my routine, I gotta stick to my script, I gotta stick to my schedule, and not taking the spirit of adventure and not taking on the moment to explore different things, even if it is just a temporary quick stop. Yes, water signs, that's really where I know that the water signs are having a heart-to-heart moment. You guys, with the water, is very always, you know, you do things for fun, you do things lightheartedly, you do hang out with a greater sense of community and things like that. But when it comes to you guys actually taking on adventure and things like that, you as a water sign would prefer a little bit more of the, I don't want to say predictability, but you want to have a sense. You want your intuition. You want to have your psychic intuition and your premonition about it. Essentially, that's what happens. That's what happens to the water signs. You guys want to have you want to already see what's going to happen. You want to already see what's going on with the fates and the sky rights. You want to see, you want to say, do I sense this is a good opportunity? Do I sense it in my heart, in my spirit? That's what the water signs want to do. Yes, I want you guys to trust your intuition and to consult with your intuition, to pray before you do different things. Yes, yes, yes. However, sometimes you're going to do certain things and you're not going to get a sign whether to do it before or not. So you're going to have to ask, if you don't get your sign by the time it's time for you to just go with it. Just go with it. If you didn't get a no, it's like you ask your mom. You know how it is when you ask your mom for something and she don't respond. But it's like, okay, did you say no? You didn't say no. Dude, come on. Like, this is what I'm telling you. I'm not saying that it has to be impulsive. And it doesn't have to be to something to where, you know what I'm saying, where, you know that it wouldn't be right or something like that. But I'm saying, like, when it comes to certain things, it's like basically kind of like using God for everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, God. God is like, hold on now, I gave you free will. I gave you a certain amount of room to have adventure, to explore, to, use your free will to change different things. We have that 5 energy here with the spirit of adventure, whatever. That's the spirit of the river too. Spirit of the river, movement toward adventure. Wow. Water signs, come on now. 4950. Don't play games. You know what I'm talking about. Look, every time God is not going to say, yes, for sure, do this. You want variety in your life, correct? On top of that, there are certain things that you're going to need to learn. There's certain things, you know what I'm saying? It's like basically saying like, you know how it is when like a kid will be, asking you for every little thing or whatever. When they, it's like, just go outside and play. You don't have to, can I do this when I'm out? Can I do that? Like, you just go and play. Just go and play. No, I don't want you to, I don't want you to get hurt while you're going out and playing. Don't ask me, you think it's safer for me to get on the freaking monkey bars? Dude, just get on them freaking monkey bars. It may or may not. It's 50-50. Like, it's just, it's about the adventure of it anyway. It's not about, you know what I'm saying? If it's safe or not, it's more so about just, a sense of circumstance at that point. But with the fates and everything else here, to bring it back to this message, you already have like the community support. You already have like your spiritual support. When we have gather around with the community, you already have your tribe. You already have these different things. So even if it isn't safe, you have the ways to heal yourself. You have the things, you know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna let you do nothing that we know for sure is gonna fuck you up. That's not in the fates, you know what I'm saying? So trust the process. That is what the water signs are stepping into, so that you don't have to have this feeling of I don't trust what's about to happen for me next. You guys are going to have, if you guys are willing to explore and willing to, have these, different excitements or these different, how do you say, I guess, side missions or whatever that happen on your day-to-day life. If you're willing to have these different things kind of play out or whatever, or to kind of explore those different things, it is going to allow you to, see like, oh, wow, this is definitely like, this is no coincidence. I definitely was supposed to be here right now. Even though, I'm going to something else afterwards that's been planned, that I knew I was planning, I was more prepared for. I already asked God about it. I already got the green light about that. And I know that I'm going towards that. But this pit stop that I made, or this detour, or this additional, event or activity that I added in for myself to experience and explore, was definitely within the cards as well. It was definitely meant to be. This is why I dressed up so much this day, because now I'm prepared to go see this, go to this activity and have this experience and do this. You know what I'm saying? So come on. I feel like, and the reason why I say that is just because I know that with the repairing the veil, that comes with a lot of transmutation of, realizing some of the bullshit that we may experience in this world. You know what I'm saying? And it's a complicated feeling, of feeling like you know, with repairing a veil, it's basically kind of like, you know how it is. I'm about to use like the most extreme example, right? Let me use something regular. Like let's say the Tuskegee experiment. Let's use something historically already spoken about. Do you know how the people who was in the Tuskegee people, or the people who was related to the people in the Tuskegee experiment, you know about the hurt and the pain and the level of fucking acceptance and just self-forgiveness that they had to have once they realized the bullshit that was going on? And the type of blame that they could have put on themselves or they could have put on other people. And instead they just say, you know what? This is just the bullshit. Obviously, you know, there are people to blame. Let's not get stupid for the Tuskegee experiment. And in a lot of situations, especially if there's wrongdoing or anything that happens or whatever, to where you feel like you can't trust, you know, things that are coming up for you and you're a little bit nervous about it, and you may, you know what I'm saying, you may feel like, you know, you don't want to get too far off course. Or for some of you guys with the spirit of adventure, you might be a little bit too, this is for maybe the water signs, to where you're kind of moving about a little crazily. You know, you're trying, you're trying to kind of, you know how it is when you're kind of trying to keep yourself busy to not go through the feelings of certain things or whatever it is. There could be some water signs going through that, but I do, and you're kind of trying to avoid like some inevitable sort of destiny type of thing that you're encountering or whatever. But for those of you to where you're not really avoiding it, but you're more so kinds of just like really hesitant about you know, what's gonna come up next for you, like, you know, what is your fate, what is your destiny, things like that, what is karmically in store for you, you know, all of those different aspects of it. You guys do not need to continue to worry so much and try to micromanage or in a way try to dictate in terms of the outcome so much of what's about to unfold, just because right now it is about you, you know, being supported more so by the universe around you and your community, your ancestors, your soul tribe, and actually having a willingness to kind of, you know, like discover new things. You know what I'm saying? Discover new things, just even about the people around you, you know, the places that you're at or whatever it is, the place that you're currently at in your journey, rather than about what's next, you know? Let's clarify the overall for the water signs. Oh, Hierophant. Okay. Son of Wands. Okay, yeah, so this is for those of you who to where Son of Wands of reverse is really not that bad though. But to those of you to where let's say this movement of adventure, to those of you to where you guys are kind of just like going towards whatever kind of desires or like fleeting sort of I don't want to just say passions. Hold on. Because with the Knight of Wands, it can just be like initiatives. Yeah. Whatever sort of desires or fleeting initiatives that, for those of you who may be kind of like either using, you know, where you may be kind of like too many side projects type of thing, to where you may be using like your creative outlets or like your life force energy towards things that are kind of distracting you, or kinds of like, because when you have the Hierophant, it's more so like causing you to, you know, not be as committed to like your own personal mission, if that makes sense. If you're kind of using like that spirit of adventure to keep yourself distracted from your personal mission, then I think with this new moon, you guys are definitely like, okay, I'm realizing that I may be trying to avoid certain fates or certain outcomes because I am, you know, kind of just starting something new that's kind of going to give me like that initial like adrenaline rush to feel like I'm doing something, but you know, it may not have like the level of commitment and I want to say maturity, really, the level of commitment or reverence that it's supposed to, you know, because when we have the Hierophant here, it does speak of having a structured and consistent like spiritual practice, a structured and consistent sense of self and wisdom and intuition, and you also can act as a mentor towards others. That if you guys are just trying to chase different adventures, different moments of, you know, like excitement, then that is where you may be avoiding certain, you know, facing certain fates or certain destined situations head on. You know, you could be avoiding it. But if you are the person to where it's like you know that there is a sense of something is coming up next, and you're having, you know, in a sense, a delayed sense of taking initiative, I think that what the Hierophant is asking you to do is tap into an actual, like an active spiritual practice, to where it's not like, you know, and let's say like if you are a person and like, you know, you're not, like, let's say, you know, let's just use an example of a court case is coming up. All right. And the person who's kind of avoiding that fate, that this fated situation, they may be partying, doing whatever, because they know this court case is going up, so it's coming up, so they're trying to avoid it, you know, be dismissive, avoid it, and not try to face it head on, right? That's what that could be. That can be some water signs. For other water signs, you know, this court, it's like for the court case example, you know, it's coming up, and it's like you may be kind of just kind of stuck and not really knowing like what to do, not really knowing like how to best spend your energy, and it's kind of like causing you to not really have a sense of taking it on initiatives. You know, it's kind of like where you fight, flight, or freeze. You're more so in a freeze moment, and you're not actually like, you know, you are being slow to act, but you're not actually acting yet. And so I think with this new moon, you're being sparked to do so. And the way that you are is done in a way that it is. And I think that prayer example kind of makes sense too with the Hierophant, because with the Hierophant, it's more so like he would be the preacher. You know what I'm saying? Like he would be like a preacher. he would be someone to where it's like, you know, he can, you know, he does his Bible study, he does his prayer, he does his communication or divination or conversations with God, and then he comes out and he shares with his congregation, and he has like a sense of community to where, you know, they can share their testimonies with that particular message that he shared. And after church, they can come up to each other and say, oh, I was going through this. I'm so happy that you mentioned it. You know, that sense of thing. And that is going to give him a sense of adventure. And he's not just going to be, you know, kind of, you know, going by the book. Well, I did, you know how you can maybe have a planner. Well, I did say I wanted to pull out this sermon, so let me just do this now because I'm going through a tough time, and you know what I'm saying? And I know I got to deal with it, and I kind of, you know, while I have to deal with it, I may be avoiding it in some ways, so I'm going to just, you know, kind of go with, oh, you know, they said this sermon was coming up next. Let me just read this, you know, thing, and if it does relate to my situation, good. If it doesn't, who cares? Well, you know, I don't think that as a preacher, that would be you, you know, being willing to, I don't even know if you do have to lead by example as a preacher. I really don't. I don't know if whatever doctrines they may have. I don't really know how the ministry thing goes. But the point is that you would not be, you know, taking full advantage of kind of exploring some of the wisdom that you're gaining from certain experiences. If you were to kind of just try to stick to the status quo, if you would try to stick to whatever was up next for you or whatever, instead of, you know, just taking certain risks, you know what I'm saying? I think that right now, and obviously with that process, it wouldn't be as much of a risk. It would be more so like you would be, instead of having like the different anxieties and resistances towards the different things that that have been fated to happen or are playing out. If you kind of take like a methodical, intuitive and active approach to it, then you would definitely be able to be more clear and more in alignment with what is destined to happen for you. Next, okay, a little bit more clarity. Nine of Swords. Okay, stopping the overthinking. And Three of Swords. Okay, so I think that that makes sense with the forgiveness. This definitely, okay, so I feel like for the water signs, you guys have probably for the last few readings, I feel like with this forgiveness thing, I think that you guys are moving out of like your individual healing process with it. I think that now, like, I think that you guys have done as much as you can on your own with it, if that makes sense. That could be why the Knight of Wands is in reverse too, because it's like, okay, you have basically, you've traveled as far as you can alone in certain healing in certain parts of your healing journey, and now it's kind of time to, you know, not have all of that rest on your shoulders only. You know what I'm saying? Get some of that stuff off your mind. You know, speak to your friends about it. You know, join different healing, or, you know, have different healing congregations or communion moments. you know, so that you are, you know, you have a combined sense of community when you're alchemizing this energy, and give you a new sense of adventure, giving you people to learn from in different situations. You know what I'm saying? So that as things are playing out in the way that they are fated to, that you don't have this sense of fear of the unknown, this anxiety with that Nine of Swords, this anxieties towards the unknown, and the fears of potentially being hurt again, and all of this stuff. Because I think that in the overall energy, water signs, I'm sorry, I feel like this is not coming out as smooth as I would like. Because it could be two different ways that it could show up in terms of that. Because everybody, you know, when they're going through their level of forgiveness, it doesn't always show up as, you know, timid hurt. Sometimes it shows up as, I'm outside, I'm in the streets, I'm, you know, or angry, or whatever it is, you know, it shows up so many different ways. So I think that with the things that have been happening, and you just have to know, first of all, certain circumstances that you've been experiencing are fated, and the reason that they're happening is so that you can explore different I want to say denominations, but I don't know what denomination means outside of church denominations. But you know how it is when you're exploring like different perspectives around things. You know what I'm saying? Like it could be like it's the same, like with denominations, it's the same Bible, but they have like total different like structures around it. That's what it is. Like with the spirit of the river and the movement towards adventure. Like you guys are exploring like literal different world views, you know what I'm saying? And the reason why it's important for you to do that is because it's gonna allow you to extract great wisdom from it. It's gonna help you in what you have to share and the gifts that you have to give for others in your community. You're gonna be able to further learn and have a deeper support and a connection with your community from these processes and these different fated situations playing out. It's gonna help you have a deeper level of forgiveness and things like that. And also, right now, it's going to help you stop taking on the full burden of certain anxieties and pains and whatever it is, hurts and things like that on by yourself. So that is so that you know how to have a little bit more of a thirst for the adventure when things like this happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about the people that get excited about, you know how some people could be to where it's like, oh, it's a full moon, something about to happen. Like, they get excited when, you know, energies are stirring and colliding. You know what I'm saying? Have a little bit more of that rather than some of the anxiety and, oh, am I going to be hurt again? And da-da-da-da-da. Okay. Let's get into what's hidden for the, Lord, for the water signs. Water signs, what the hell? This is a lot. We have Dream Thief, Refusal of the Call, and Heart Home Compassion. Let me get extra. Whatever the insistence guys want to tell me extra. Get an extra specific message for water signs. For what's hidden. Benefactor, what? Lord, what then happened? I'm sorry. I'm like, now it was moving in a good direction. This is for a new moon, child. Okay. All right. Oh, okay. So, for what is hidden for the water signs? Wow. Jeez Louise, dude. I don't know why I want to cry for y'all, because it's not even that serious. Okay, so... Okay, so what are signs for the new moon? Okay, so this is what you are forgiving and repairing the veil around. Something that is really close to home. It may have felt like a wish fulfillment. It may have felt like this would be a dream. You know what I'm saying? Like this would be like, you know, one of like a fantasy out of my imagination, right? So different experiences around that. To where maybe like you were gracious, or grace wasn't extended to you, or you had to extend grace, something around to where it's like, you know, you wasn't gracious, or like I said, or vice versa. Whatever it was, it caused a perfect storm. This is hurting my heart to even speak about it. Gas. But they do say when you burp, you're opening up your heart chakra. Seriously. Yeah, a little pain ain't going away. I'm trying to get it up. Okay. I think it's like this. To where, thank you for turning this into me. So the reason why I needed to see this. So we have repairing the veil. That's 45. Perfect storm is 44. So there is something like obviously in the book it talks about repairing the veil is after like something hurtful or whatever it is the situation is. But the point is that what number is benefactor? Oh, 3. Okay. That 3 of Swords. Yeah. It was something around, oh godly. Oh no, I'm sorry, water signs. I'm about to get to it. Because it's like I don't want to get too much in the nitty-gritty of the hurt and pain. I really don't. Even though that might be necessary for you guys to speak about, or to maybe have someone to say that they hear you. But yes, I do hear you. I do understand. You are not alone, for real. So essentially, water signs, what we're getting is this. Whatever this 3 of Swords situation is, whatever that painful, hurtful situation. Hold on, I gotta get my blanket. It's getting cold. My bad. It's getting too cold for me. Okay. Whew. Okay. I feel better. Okay. Whatever this painful situation was, to where this 3 of Swords moment, to where it was a heartfelt sort of pain and hurt. Whatever it was is connected to something that, you know, maybe you wanted to kind of have a serious future with. You know, when we have benefactors, it's more so about like the reason, like when we have grace and benefactor, it speaks about like spiritual and ancestral inheritance, you know what I'm saying, family inheritance. So people that hurt and pain may have been connected towards, you know, your descendants or people that you may have saw like a true future with, to where y'all would eventually share assets or share family or share that type of thing. Whatever this perfect storm was that attributed to the hurt and the pain, it was almost like a dream rejected, essentially. It was something that you truly, you know, held near and dear to your heart, close to your heart, and you know, either through your own personal actions or from outside interference, it didn't pan out. It didn't. But the perfect storm does suggest, especially with what is hidden too, I feel like the perfect storm with the benefactor here does suggest that whatever this upheaval is, wow. Okay, hold on, I'm getting a different interpretation. Because for some of you guys, whatever this upheaval is, well, let me just say the interpretation I got. Okay. So with benefactor and this type of situation, it could be to where you were inheriting a certain level of, like, in terms of what is hidden, like this may not have come to pass yet. This is a new moon, so this could be something that's gonna come to pass within this new moon cycle. And within a new moon cycle, that means this new moon to the next full moon cycle. But within this new moon cycle, to where there's certain things that are coming to pass, to where a perfect storm had to be created to kind of reveal to you what was truly in your heart, what was truly, you know, within like your soul's frequency, and what was going to kind of draw you from your path, what was going to kind of deter you from your dreams and your mission, right? And so for some of you though, I just want to mention that too. So that's one group. Then there's another group to where certain things come into fruition for you created this sort of breeding ground so that you could see like who was really in it for their heart and who was in it for their own intentions and their own gain. So it can be a lot of things. I do think that overall though, in terms of the forgiveness and things like that, so the forgiveness and things like that, there is definitely a group of you guys to where it's like, you know what, I thought that this person, this circumstance or this specific dynamic was going to be able to experience or, you know, be a part of this whatever newfound type of recognition and fortune or inheritance or fortune or inheritance that I'm stepping into. Birthright really is what it is. This newfound birthright that I'm stepping into. But you know what I'm saying? Whatever the perfect storm was, there just may have just been a clear distinction of what was truly, aligned with the heart and what was going to cause you to be off your path. And there may have been a level of you kind of drifting off the path, and a perfect storm kind of just like rerouted you. And you're like, hold on, wait a minute now. I see what's happening now. Okay, let's get the clarity. Judgment and the King of Cups. You know what, babies? I do think that Judgment is that perfect storm card right there. I do think that there is some deep spiritual transformation happening. Something that is happening that is causing you to be a lot more emotionally present, a lot more aware of like how you truly feel deep down. And this is definitely ordained by the universe. This is definitely being illuminated to you from either your guides or God, God, or whatever it is that you look to for your guidance is definitely being made clear. Because I think that there may, especially when it comes to you guys, not really moving towards adventure, kind of like having maybe I don't want to say tumultuous, but it is kind of tumultuous, but it's more of a strained relationship with fate right now, or a strained relationship with destiny and how things have been playing out. You guys haven't been real, especially because this is coming up in a hidden position. You haven't been realizing what this is doing for your actual emotional and spiritual and psychic growth. Oh, that was a devil card that flipped around, and it flipped in the middle of the deck. We'll see if it come back out. But yes, you don't realize that the reason that fate is playing out the way it is because it is really about to really shake up and transform your entire emotional and psychic ecosystem. Because I think some of you guys may have, I don't know, we have the heart, home, and refusal of the call. There could have literally just been like you guys not really realizing like the heart resonance that you have with certain circumstances, and so as to why, like, like if there's certain missions or certain things that you're drawn to, or certain people, or certain callings that you're drawn to, and you think it's maybe because you're skilled and you're talented and you don't know that it's coming from as a birthright and a spiritual gift. You may need a perfect storm to show you, like, oh, look, like, this is really why this is important for you. This is going to take you to a whole new level of strength and sense of stability within yourself. Let's get one more card to clarify what's hidden, and then we go to advice. 6 of Wands. Okay, victory. 4 of Wands. Wow, victory and celebration. This is hidden? Well, water signs now. Yeah, I need to go ahead on and yes, listen, look. You don't know how good it's gonna get right now. You don't. That's where you guys are at. You don't know how good it's gonna get. And no wonder. I am looking at this freaking huge looking, this looks like a freaking centipede. I have to close my window. I don't know how it crawled up here on my ceiling, but that looks like a huge freaking, okay. Oh, and I'm doing a reading. I can't even stop. No wonder my ears started. No wonder my ears started. I'm like, wow, I feel like something just. I'm like, is it a gnat that floated by my ear? No, I'm sensing you on my ceiling, dude. Anyway, let me just stay focused, cause I ain't gonna lie. I'm not one of those spiritualists that don't kill bugs, baby, because I do kill bugs. And that one, please believe. I'm gonna mind my business for now because I gotta do this reading, but anyway, water signs, y'all don't know how good things are about to get right now. The reason why I say this is because we have the Six of Wands and the Four of Wands, which suggests celebration. Six of Wands is victory, as well as some level of recognition. You do also have the Three for the benefactor here as well, and this is all in the hidden position. And that makes sense as to why in the overall energy you guys are, the reason why you need to have these adventures is because it's time for your energy to be celebrated. That's what's going on for you guys. It's time for you guys to go towards the things to where the spaces where you're gonna be celebrated, to where it's gonna be your heart home frequency, and that you don't have to worry about what's gonna happen next or whatever within the night, because you know that the crew and the environment that you in is supportive. So however the night go for you, it's still gonna be a good time. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's move into advice. I'm sorry, y'all. Where did it go? Oh, it's freaking huge. That's why I'm just like, I can't believe it, dude. Oh, jeez Louise, man. I need to just get advice real quick and take a break. Let me just stay here, because if I take a break, I'm gonna have too much more to edit. I'm trying to get it uploaded in the same day. Oh, woo, my nerves. I can't believe that, y'all. That's a huge freaking bug. I know. The reason why I'm looking, because like I said, that bug is not about to be in my house. As soon as this video get cut off, that bug is not about to be in my house. It's going back to his ancestors. So I don't play that. I don't play that, y'all. That's huge. Anyway, let's get some advice for the water signs. I'm sorry, y'all. This is distractions. Serious. Whenever ancestors guide sometime, I get specific message. A word of advice for my water signs. Someone writes in the field signs. I get specific message for my water signs. Someone writes in the field signs. Let's have from such variety spirit guides for things to do. Advice for water signs. Oh, okay. That's good. Oh, wow. This is good. Y'all, I ain't mad at this. Okay. We got lay of the land, ancestral wisdom, and in the hand, the universe is your partner. And in the hand, universe is your partner is 31, and dream thief is 13. So you have the mirroring thing there. That mirroring relationship there. So look, if you just trust the universe in the process, if you trust, let's say your friends suggest y'all go out and y'all do XYZ. If you trust the process and you take those different adventures on with, a positive mindset, focused on your heart frequency, focused on, your intuition, focused on, especially with the Hierophant, that deeper, more mature spiritual wisdom, as well as you trust that your ancestors, your tribe, and your people got your back. This new moon is going to be a good experience. I think that going into it, guys, there may be you guys are going into this new moon knowing that there's certain things that you are still healing from, and that, you know what I'm saying, that you are, you know, processing, really. And right now, the new moon is giving you opportunity to be in a sense of community with people and to feel like you have safe spaces to, you know what I'm saying, learn from others and, you know, practice gratitude, practice grace and generosity, to love on people and know that you're going to be loved back. All of these good things. I feel like with this process, with this new moon, you're seeing where those spaces are. You're getting involved. You're taking a more of an active approach with certain healings and healing practices or spiritual practices. You're getting more of an active approach, so that way, you know, you're not just doing everything alone. It's not just all in your head. You're getting a sense of community. You're having your friends around, your family around, whatever it is. And what is hidden is things that are actually going to be coming more so after this new moon, to where it's like, okay, you are finding more places to go in regards to where your energy would be celebrated. You're finding, and you're actually going, by the way, you know, you're finding the victory and the, and, you know, the win and the liberation and all these different experiences that you may have, whether it's things that, you know, may have hurt you in the past, but you still can see like the positive in it. You can still have the optimism and the win of it. Like, okay, well, in this part, this is what I gained from it. You know what I'm saying? And then you have that level of recognition that is coming through with the benefactor and the Six of Wands. You have that coming in, but it's just not in the very much so present. So all of that worrying about how the fate is going to play out, worrying about, you know, you know, what's going to happen or come into the future and things like that, you wouldn't have to worry about it as much if you just trusted your ancestors and your guides and your sense of community and your soul tribe. If you just trusted a little bit more and the people that's around you, you would not have to worry, you know? Okay, so let's go ahead and move on. What's after? Let's do the fire signs. All right, benevolent ancestors, guys, and tie. Let me get an extra specific message for my fire signs. Rising in Venus. Specific message. Let's get a message for my fire signs. All right. Overall energy for fire, Magician's Sword, Confidence and Magic, and Moon Mating, New Beginnings. So I love this. You guys are, especially for this new moon, you're definitely focused on what is in the new, what is coming up, what is kind of, you know, being refreshed, or, you know what I'm saying, new, you know, just different opportunities and things like that. You're having more of a sense of self-confidence, as well as, you know, a sense of inner knowing and belief of your own gifts, of your own magic, of your own abilities and talents. And so I think that's great. I'm sorry, y'all. I feel like I'm moving on a little bit too fast. You got the caterpillar again in here, but yeah, straddling between worlds. And that stuff. We're moving out of stagnation. So there may have been parts of you guys that was a little bit stuck with in regards to certain things. You may have gotten into different ruts, whether that's just with the different roles that you've had to play. You know how it is when you have to, you have different obligations, you have different things that you need to kind of show up for and be present for in your day-to-day life. And that may have caused like some level of it may have caused some level of like too much routine or too much like, you know what I'm saying? Draw on your energy to where, you may have been stagnant at a point, but now you guys are getting a lot more active and a lot more, fluid in regards to how you need to show up. Because we have Magician's Sword here, meaning that it does suggest that you guys you could be unlocking and activating new powers within yourself, and you're realizing how powerful you actually are. And that's definitely, allowing you to kind of like have a new sense of inspiration and motivation and ambition to get after certain things, right? You have a lot more faith in like I said, your talents and your gifts. And then with new beginnings coming up, that can be new beginnings in a variety of ways. So let's get some clarity for the fire signs. Fire sign, Moon, rising, and North Venus signs. Got specific message for my fire signs. Okay. Okay. I'm not mad at that. So you have the Son of Wands reversed with the Seven of Cups. So it may suggest that you guys are being a little bit more intentional about like the different things that you're interested in, the different things that you take initiative on, the different things that you kind of like, dedicate your energy towards, or your creative energy towards. You know what I'm saying? Because you're realizing that you guys, especially with new beginnings and straddling between worlds, you guys really may have a lot of different options coming in to where it's like, you may be pulled in a lot of different directions. And maybe a lot of people's celebrations happening. A lot of people wants to hang out with you. It could be like a lot of different offers or whatever coming to the table. And now you're like, okay, let me kind of, let me not be quick to take anything. Let me not be quick to go along with just anything. And, that could be allowing you guys to, just feel like you can trust like your intuition more rather than kind of taking, how it is, they'd be like, they say, don't be so thirsty you drink from any cup that's handed to you. You have increased level of discernment. You know what I'm saying? Like you're a lot more clear. Okay, let's see. Two of Cups. And the Devil, what? Okay, fire signs. And maybe this, what else happened? Six of Cups. And the overall energy, this is interesting. I'm confused as to why the Devil and Two of Cups is showing up. You may not, I feel like you're, the Son of Wands for fire signs, I feel like you're not going to be, with the seven of Cups, it could suggest like you do have a lot of options, but some options are just not good for you. They're not aligned, or they could be like illusions or whatever. And because you're already moving slow and you're not quick to take anything, I think that you're gonna have a level of discernment to identify like what's going on. The reason why is because I do think that with this Two of Cups and the Devil here, there is some, that's the Four of Wands. There is some like, emotional sort of draw, like something is like, there is something that's happening to where it's like You're getting some level, I don't want to say offer, but it is like an offer with the Two of Cups. It's like you're getting like this certain, you have an opportunity to entertain a certain energetic dynamic that would satisfy you emotionally, and you know, maybe in regards to like your love life, your, you know, that type of thing. But it is connected to the devil. It's connected to codependency. It's connected to I don't know. I'm about to say, when it comes to the devil card, it could really be anything. Let's clarify. Son of Swords, not a disc. Son of Swords. It's like the Page of Swords. Let's clarify this. This Devil and the Two of Cups here. Because I feel like this Nine of Disc and the Son of Swords is you guys. I feel like you guys are having like your mentality is more so focused on like your individual. Oh, it's more your mentality is more so focused on your like individual like autonomy, like your own individual, like being more financially independent, having like your shit together, like kind of focused on yourself, not really being dependent on anybody. And whatever this two of Cups situation is gonna create a certain level of codependency that kind of detracts from maybe like the steps you've already made towards that Nine of Pentacles, towards that financial independence, towards, you know, that feelings of like contentment and like, you know, I'm balanced, I got my shit together, I'm doing my thing type of thing. The reason why is because we have Temperance in reverse and Eight of Swords with this Two of Cups and Devil card. I think that like whatever this kind of like emotional connection or romantic connection that you made, it's definitely between you and another person. It's Two of Cups. Whatever that is that is gonna be undoing some of the healing and stuff like that you've already done. You know what I'm saying? Like getting involved with a particular person, or this is why you're being so slow to act and take initiative on some of the options that you're being bombarded with or being, you know, offered. I'm not saying bombarded. It doesn't say there's any level of stress coming with it, but it does suggest that you're not being quick to accept something. So I'm not saying that person may, or those people or those different opportunities may be bombarding you, but you're taking your baby steps with it. The reason why is because you have already been making your initiatives and your steps. You've already been making your steps towards this new level of, I'm not saying new level, but this level to you making steps towards your own level of independence, financial independence, feeling like you're content and happy with yourself. You have that level of self-respect, that self love and things like that. So it's like, okay, I want to take care of myself. I want to have myself together. You've already been making steps towards that. So you're not really moving that quickly towards any cups in terms of anything that's just going to satisfy the emotions or, you know, just bring new people into your life. It's not necessarily something that you're really focused on. And I think that the reason is because there is I'm sorry, y'all, my anxiety is through the roof now that I seen that bug. I really have. It's just, I'm looking, I was like, is that a bug? I'm sorry. Okay. Let me stay focused. But whatever that Two of Cups situation is, it has you know, it's connected to something that's unhealthy. I mean, it's a devil card, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just unhealthy, it's toxic, it's negative, it's not really attributing towards like your most elevated sense of self. It's not. And with the Eight of Swords and the Temperance, it would be you self-imprisoning yourself, or, you know, putting yourself in a predicament, literally, through your own actions and your own approach to things, to undo healing that you've already done. So that's interesting. This is interesting. I mean, you are focused on new beginnings, though, fire signs. I really don't see. I feel like with the Son of Wands reverse, you guys, I really don't see a big initiative being made towards a whole bunch of different options and stuff like that, especially when you already on your own are in such a stable space, or at least making steps towards it. You're already getting out of the dust devil. You have more faith and trust in your magic and your talents and your gifts. You're ready for new beginnings. I don't really see the purpose of entertaining certain things. Oh, wow. Oh, baby. Okay, so then we have... Okay, for what's hidden, joyful muses in reverse. And then well song resonating. I think that for this to be what's hidden, yeah, this, to me, I feel like there's something that does have the potential to bring you some level of enjoyment and emotional satisfaction, but you're really focused on what's resonating with your heart and your soul right now. Like, yes, enjoyment and emotional satisfaction is good, but you don't want it to be, I'm not saying temporary, but it has to also be in alignment with your soul's resonance. It has to be good for your subconscious mind. It has to be good. Like, we have the Eight of Swords. Like, it has to be good for the mentality that you have. It has to be good for the different, you know, boundaries or limitations that you put around yourself for healing or whatever it is. I mean, and not to say you have to put boundaries and things like that around yourself for healing. I just think that there are certain areas to where, let's say if you have addiction, let's say maybe you have made progress towards being sober for an amount of time, and you started a 30-day challenge, but then if you decide to entertain certain romantic or emotional connections, whether that's family, friends, or partners, you're going to be so tempted to drink that it's going to undo some of the things. Even if you don't actually drink, just the mentality and the temptation now kind of restarts for you, and it's not healthy. So let's see what else is hidden. And you guys have literally been making a lot of progress. Okay, opportunities coming back again. Thank you. You already had opportunities before. Okay, so fire signs, this is where we at right now. Y'all are actually in a good space. But it's just that certain things that were once what you considered fun and enjoyment, it's about getting those, refining the frequency for what you perceive as that at this point. You're doing a little bit of clean house. We have tidy house, clarity, and organization popping up. So you may be reprioritizing different things in your life, people, places, circumstances, jobs, situations, whatever it is. They may have to be kind of like recalibrated and restructured to, fit a certain level of priority, so that things are more organized and in your flow. And what else is hidden is that with these new opportunities that's coming in, you're probably going to benefit a lot from kind of clearing out any of your own internal, especially since we had that Eight of Swords and that Devil card. I think this is probably more so going to be related to, just like your own temptations, desires, and like your perspectives and ways that you go about things. that's probably just gonna get a detox so that you can step into these new opportunities, fully refreshed, fully transformed, fully breaking out of your cocoon, fully, you know what I'm saying, alchemized within the process, right? You know what I'm saying? You don't want to take, you know, old ways of, let's say, having fun and doing things and getting inspiration into your new beginning, because with your new beginning, that may not, and obviously because it's in reverse, it may or it may not be, you know, the most aligned, essentially. Okay, clarify what is hidden. Yeah, I can specifically show this. Oh, good. Oh, wow. Yeah, and you guys are, listen, you have the Son of Cups and the Six of Pentacles. You guys are no longer investing or taking emotional, you're no longer taking emotional initiatives towards anything that doesn't feel reciprocated or mutual. But that Six of Pentacles, Six of this, and that the Son of Cups is like the Page of Cups in reverse. It's like any offers that may come to you or that you may have extended that are not going to be reciprocated or not going to be like mutual, and it's just gonna be, if it's anything one-sided, all of that energy is coming back. Like you're not going to, like you're taking all the energy back for yourself. You're not going to extend yourself for things that, you know, are one-sided, to where you're not going to be like mutually and, you know, invested in or cared about or whatever it is. You're just not going to do it. Let's clarify what else is going on. Fool card, fresh start. Yes. And you're moving towards like your fresh start right now. You know what I'm saying? You're moving towards your fresh start. You're moving towards, you know what I'm saying, we have the Fool card and the Sun card. You're moving towards like your exaltation of like your sense of universal love, your sense of true success and happiness. And I think that's coming in a hidden position because, you know, there may have been different things to where it's like you could be drawing a lot of people to you and you don't really know why, but it's because of what's about to happen for you. You know what I'm saying? Things happen that way sometimes, to where it's like, I don't want to make it all, you know, woo-woo or whatever, but, you know, to where it's like in Charmed, to when the sisters activated themselves and then suddenly their neighbors were trying to take their powers away from them, but those are the same neighbors they've been with the whole time that seem buddy cool, and then suddenly they keep coming over to the house and their powers is activated. You're like, now how? Why is she coming over here suddenly? None of my powers is activated. This is interesting. Boom, there you go. Because certain people are in your life because they're not to say a test, but you know what I'm saying, their energy is only drawn to yours in certain aspects, right? And so, like I said, with the Son of Cups and the Six of this, y'all like, listen, if it's not actual mutually beneficial situation, baby, I'm not entertaining that. I'm going towards my new beginnings. I'm going to my happiness. I'm going towards my you know, my universal love. That's just what it is. Okay, let's get some cards for advice. Sisters, guys, let me get some accurate specificness. We get a card for advice from fire signs, sun, moon, rising, and Venus. Specific messages from fire signs. Specific messages for advice. Overflow of warm and plenty. Woo! Okay, that does speak about that Seven of Cups again. with those different options. You are having a lot of options. Overflow, overwhelming, plenty. Please use your resources wisely with this new moon. You guys definitely have a lot of good stuff coming for you, fire signs. I think that right now that the advice is to continue like you guys were doing with this, with that, what was that? The page of night, the page of nights, the page of wands. The page of wands reverse, where you're taking slow steps. You're not rushing towards anything. You're not, you know what I'm saying, you're not doing the most. You're taking it slow and steady. Do that in regards to some of the different opportunities that are coming in financially as well. You may be taking it slow and steady towards the people that you're allowing in your life. That's good. Also, take it slow and steady in terms of, you know, the ways that you extend your resources, the different commitments that you make with your resources, things like that, because you are in a state of overflow and plenty, but it does come with the warning that you can get overwhelmed, meaning that you can, fire signs, is this another, you can accidentally burn yourself out. But I think y'all just know that at this point. At this point, fire signs, you should just know that. You can, you know, get overwhelmed with some certain situations and then misallocate your resources and your energy. You know what I'm saying? Crown games, yep. Y'all stepping into, oh wow, this is a new position though. I feel like y'all may be already used to a level of power and recognition or notoriety or whatever it is. But this is definitely a new level that you guys are, because you guys got crown games, right use of power. You're coming into a new level with it. It's kind of like how, you know what I'm saying, you're being initiated or something. Not initiated, but oh geez, what is it called when you're coronation? Whatever. Yeah, it is. I guess it is like initiation. But you know, when you're being named the heir of something, okay, you may have gone through your process where, okay, you know you're next up, and then now it's like, okay, the whole time you knew you was next up, and then boom, now so and so passes away, so now you have to take on more responsibility, and this is a new, you know, level of, this is just a new level that you haven't had to deal with before. And so therefore taking it slow is definitely a good thing. You guys have already been doing that, but also kind of like, don't overpromise in regards to your resources. Take it, you know, be a little bit more conservative in terms of how you're, how you plan to expend out, because you're going to have a lot of the unknown that you're going to be encountering. So it's better to be a little bit more on the prepared side and have reserves and things like that. Don't overextend yourself. The same way you guys are not trying to overextend yourself in regards to different emotional connections, you know, love, things of that nature. Or maybe you may be tempted to, but you kind of are, you're developing the discernment to see like, okay, something ain't right with all the options. While you're doing that, you should also be doing that in regards to the different opportunities and maybe potential investments and things like that too. Be a little bit more conservative in regards to how you expend out your resources, you know, your money, your time, your energy, things like that, so that you can best, you know, because you are having these new beginnings, this new level of power coming in. You have a lot of good stuff coming in. It's just coming with, you know how they say new levels, new devils. It's just coming with some of the a new arrangement of its own specific obstacles. And so you want to kind of have your resources, you want to have your arsenal full, you know how it is, you want to have your guns loaded, essentially. You don't want to bust the whole clip, essentially. And I know that sounds a little bit hood and violent, but you know, hopefully you guys get what I mean. It doesn't mean that, you know what I'm saying? I just mean like, you know, you want to have spare bullets, essentially. There's no reason to be down to your last. Especially when you're you know, a lot of this stuff that's coming in, it seems like it's coming in, well, especially because it was in a hidden position. For some of that, I think that maybe it's coming in with the caterpillar opportunities. It may be coming in a little bit after the, like, with this new moon cycle, maybe a little bit after the peak of it. After the peak of it on Sunday Eastern time, and then give you guys, after the peak of the new moon, then you guys may start to see a lot of those financial and status opportunities rolling in. Okay. Benevolent ancestors, guides, most let me get a specific message for my earth signs. Benevolent ancestors, guides, most high. We got a specific message from our earth sign, recognizing it for being sun. For this new moon. Okay. Oh. No. Wow. Okay. All right. What's going on with my earth signs? A stranger curiosity. The universe is your partner. In reverse. I think a part of you guys are straying away from fortune's wheel, luck, and right timing. Okay, good. Okay, so for my earth signs right now, I'm thinking that you guys are not wanting to it's a sense of, because things are coming in a form that you don't prefer, whether that means like through people that you don't prefer, or circumstances that you don't prefer, you're not quite seeing how it's working in your favor, but it is. Because we have fortune's will, luck and right timing, and heart, home, compassion. Okay, maybe I didn't mean to flip this over. And the overall energy, I'll say this for the earth signs. You guys are in a time of good fortune with this new moon. I think that it may be turning the tides for some of the earth signs who could use a little bit of, I don't know. You know, when people are like, oh, I caught a big break. You know, like you could use a little bit of a boost and a bump from the universe. I think that that's what's happening right now for the earth signs. But coming from the heart is going to be the way in which it unlocks. And that means paying attention with your heart and seeing with your heart, not with your eyes. Just because something may be coming in a strange form or in a way that leaves too much to the unknown, that doesn't mean that that's not the universe still working in your favor. Okay? Because you have fortune's will and luck and right timing right here. Especially if you are coming from the heart, you are fine. You just have to trust the universe in that process. And under those circumstances, it is just about trusting the universe. Okay, let's get some clarity. Four of disc. And Priestess of Wands. It's like the Queen of Wands. Four of Discs reverse. I mean, it does seem like you're trying to let's get some clarity around this to clarify this, because I think with this, I think that there's something, it's like you're trying to establish a certain level of precedent, you know what I'm saying, just in regards to like the energy in which you're going to accept, and you know how you like to maintain your vibe, or you know what I'm saying, something like that. But it's something about the boundaries, or the certain, especially with you think about Four of Pentacles, like it may be like something around like the harshness or something around it. Three of Wands. I mean, yeah, Three of Swords. And Ace of Cups. Lord, what did happen? Earth signs now. Oh, this is the feminine energy. I think with both of the feminine signs are having, because earth and water are yin energy. Both the feminine signs are having like some real serious like moments. I think like the masculine signs, like you got like the fire and the air, like you guys are having moments, but it's like, it's not like the devil came up for both of those. Wow, okay. Now that I just thought about it, yeah. The devil card did come up for both of those, for the yang signs. And for the yin signs, you guys are kind of getting to the nitty gritty. I don't know what's gonna happen. The collective is very interesting right now, but the feminine energy is definitely going through a deep examination. So for my earth signs, there was something hurtful that happened in regards to how you made someone feel or how someone made you feel. Some feelings were hurt, period. And with the Four of Discs, it may have caused maybe someone to withdraw in a way that was, what is a way to say, stingy, you know, like petty, you know, maybe not willing to not really willing to like have an open mind, small, you know, closed-minded or whatever, because there was a certain precedent that needed to be set in regards to the type of energy that was going to be like accepted, or you know, like the type of energy that you're trying to attract, or type of vibe and feel that you're trying to maintain. I think that there was something hurtful that definitely happened, which is why, you know, maybe a certain circumstance may be a strange way for you to see how the universe is actually working in your favor, but it is, you know, like maybe something hurtful happened and you're like, well, how is this in my good? But the universe is like, it is. It's within divine timing, and you have luck, especially if you come from the heart. So let's see what's hidden. Okay, balancing. Okay, right now, earth signs, there's a teachable moment that's happening. And it's about a specific balance that either you want to maintain or that you are maintaining. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're learning a lot about like maybe your own inner homeostasis, like your own internal harmony, and it's helping you. Okay, self-acceptance. Okay. Woo, earth signs, this is getting serious. Okay, what I'm thinking is this. Okay. Jeez, and this is what's hidden right now. So you guys have like, something is definitely working out in your favor. I don't know what it is. It's either like new opportunities, because you have caterpillar opportunity, crown games, right use of power. Okay, so obviously it's either you or somebody that you're around. But I'm really kind of leaning towards it's you, because you have in your overall energy is fortune's will right now. So at the end of the day, you have a certain level of power. You have a certain level of respect already. You already have a certain level of financial standing, and more new opportunities are actually coming to where you're going to be expanding upon that. With this is what the new moon is bringing in for you guys. And so, you know how they say when you get money, it only expands on the type of person that you truly are. You see this 428. It's like it's only multiplied. The money is only going to multiply what's in your heart anyway. The money, the power, the status, that's whatever those things are, it's only going to multiply what your true heart frequency is. And so with that being said, because you already have this, and this may be hidden because you may not know that certain opportunities, you may have been comfortable already with either you comfortable already with the opportunities that you already have, and you know that they're fruitful opportunities, and so you know, and it may be something that's even semi-new too. Or you may be comfortable with the current status or whatever that you have, but you don't know that it's actually gonna compound on each other and grow, maybe at an exponential rate, but more times than not, it's gonna be like it's gonna like multiply. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of like, multiply against each other, whatever. So you need to now establish a level of acceptance with who you are at your core, so that whenever these hurt feelings type of situations come up, whenever it comes a moment to where you have to establish certain boundaries, because in this Mother Peace tarot deck, 4 of Discs represents what do you allow in and out of your home, actually, right? So you're going to be like, okay, I know my boundaries. I'm clear on them. The reason why I have these specific boundaries are because of these specific ways of how I am as a person. It is from my self-love and my self-acceptance that I've discovered this in the first place. And you are also, especially because this also was hidden, you are being encouraged to remain teachable, because there's a new balance that you're going to have on that, because it's about to exponentially grow. It's about to grow in multiples, okay? Oh, wow. I wish you could see the teachability one better than this. It's like it's still, whatever. Okay. So that's interesting. And like I said, the universe is your partner. So I feel like maybe the situation in which it's showing up is strange. You know what I'm saying? To where you're like, wait a minute. You know, that, like, especially because it's like the 3 of Swords, the Ace of Cups reversed, to where it's like, damn, this was hurtful. This was mean. Maybe like I'm feeling rejected, or you know, maybe I had certain feelings for something and now it's like it's changing my feelings for it now or whatever it was. But the reason why it's coming in that way is so that, first of all, you can see how you're co-creating with the universe, but because there needs to be a certain balance happening because of what's coming into fruition for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, it's like, let's see like this. Okay, it's some like example like this. You have somebody that you're dating and I don't know, they post you sleeping in the bed or whatever when y'all wake up or whatever. They post you on social media. And you find out when y'all wake up, like, hold on, wait, you posted me sleeping in here on social media? And you may spaz out. You may spaz all the way out. You do the Three of Swords moment, the Ace of Cups, like, oh, I take back my love offer. I'm hurt. I'm in pain. I'm hurting you, whatever. And you're setting fire. You're your Queen of Wands. I'm setting fire to it. I'm setting the standard of the energy that I want to receive. I'm confident in who I am. And yes, I'm drawing my boundaries. It could be harsh, but I'm drawing them, right? You have that moment. And that creates some sort of strange sort of opportunity for you to see, like, okay, wait, universe, this person, for where I'm going, maybe they needed to be checked on that. If they expect to go, that's number one. If you expect to go, you needed to be checked on that. I'm just being real. Because if you're about to live a life of, you know, of fortune and notoriety, the last thing you need is your partner posting private moments of you without your consent. Like, now the principle may, you know, the way it may have shown up in a way that the hurt and the pain and everything else that transpired, that may hurt for the moment, but that strange situation is actually universe working in your favor. Although you may not be as on board with it. You may be feeling like, I should have did better. I gotta do this better. I gotta, you know, that type of mentality. But at the end of the day, I know it's not perfect storm to where it's like it has to be so bad, but I'm just saying it could be such a peculiar situation to where it's like, I never even thought I would have to check somebody about this. I never even thought I would have to bring this up. And although, like, you know, this hurt and pain that's happening from this situation, it is putting it to perspective, like, where, you know, in terms of crown games, where I'm going and the type of legacy that I'm actually trying to live in, because obviously you can't leave a legacy if you don't live your legacy. So yeah, I have some clarity around what's hidden for my earth signs. Earth sign, Resident of Venus sign. Some clarity around what is hidden for my earth signs. Tower moment. Oh, did I speak that up? I hope I did not. Because I was saying it's not a perfect storm moment, but then we get the tower. So maybe it is, child. Hey, matter of fact, you know what? I have a real, this is with me and my own gifts. Because I have such like a in terms of like the gifts that I have, because I have like the gift of communication, the power of the tongue and things like that, I guess when it comes to certain things, it is such like a, this is totally silent, this is separate from the reading, y'all. This is so y'all can get to know me. But I think that I do, in terms of when I'm interpreting things, I do have this, like, you know how some readers, if they say that they're feeling a certain card and a card comes up, and sometimes when I do it too, then I'll feel that as well, to where I'm like, oh yeah, I did say it could be a tower moment, and here it comes, boom, right? And well, you know what? And then there's sometimes to where if like certain things come out, I'm like, oh, you know what I'm saying? To where it's like, should I have not said something? You know what I'm saying? Just to see if it was still going to come out, or did me saying something influence it? But you know what's so funny? I was like, it's not gonna say it's a perfect storm moment because it's not on here. So I can't even be mad at myself and say, oh, you spoke it up. You said it wasn't gonna do it and it did it. So, girl, like, just be. So that's just me. That's just self-help for you. For anybody that is, you know, interpreting cards, doing divination for themselves, and you're working with your own gifts and things of that nature. And this is the things that you deal with. Okay. But now let's get back to the reading. Okay, so what's hidden? Yes, it may be a tower moment. It might be a tower. It might be a tower moment. It might be a tower moment, but it's because boundaries were established. Boundaries and discernment, maybe, what is okay, what is not okay, what is acceptable, what is not, for your own individual harmony. Like, it was actual, like, this is when you, like, this Four Swords is her building a freaking auric shield. She's a whole energy pyramid shield with her swords, you know, so she could proper align her chakras and relax her nerves. Come on now. Now, somebody come and knock over your sword, baby. At the end of the day, whether I said it the right way or not, whether it caused hurt and pain or not, whether there was emotional feelings that had to be revised afterwards or not, the conversation needed to be had. The boundary needed to be placed, whatever it is. And so, I mean, hey, if that's what's hidden in a fortuitous time as it is right now, if all you have to do, if what's hidden is that you have to establish boundaries, come on, dude. That's not a problem. I say that's first world problems that earth signs you shouldn't have no problem with. Now I don't know what happened everywhere because it was hurt and pain, but if the hurt and pain has to come from it, but new boundaries are established, hey, so be it. What's hidden? Oh, something. Okay, no, we can't say that. I can't say so be it. No, because the reason why is if it's not coming from a place. Okay, this could still be you though, but if this is you with the Hierophant reverse and the Shaman of Wands. So the King of I feel like Earth Signs got King of Wands reverse in the last reading, no? If I remember it that well, y'all, my memory is next level. But that's because I had to watch the video so many times to edit. When you edit in and watching it back. Wow. I still have to freaking, you know what? Out of all the things that I made sure to get right, the freaking phone alarm. I never fail to have to learn something. I'm like, okay, God. I mean, it's lesson upon lesson these days. Like, did I put my phone on do not disturb in the alarm? I didn't think about the fact that I'd be having alarms. I really didn't. I'm also coming for every weekday though, that's why. Okay, well. Well, I'm about to relax my nerves, child. We almost done anyway. And I just said something about edit. Oh. Okay. My morning alarms is ringing. Okay. But anyway. Child. What I was about to say? Anyway, let's just get, we almost done. Okay, fire signs. Okay. And I just said I didn't had to, Lord. I'ma still have to, I know I always be looking over these and editing them. You know what? But it just, I didn't want to have to edit that much. That was my thing. I didn't want to have to edit multiple videos. But maybe by this being split, it's going to help it upload to the iCloud faster so that I can start the editing process faster. When they are cut into parts, I can start editing faster because it's not as much on one file. So there's a plus behind that. Okay, let's stay focused. The Hierophant and the Shaman of Wands. So this is what I have to say about the whole Hierophant in reverse. You don't want to be following distorted spiritual values. You don't want to be following distorted ideas of authority and senses of commitment and duty, right? You want to, especially if this whatever this fire energy is, and maybe you, this is why I say that, because you, especially with the Priestess of Wands, no, it could be two people too. It could be your counterpart, but I don't know. It's either you or your counterpart. If this is, because this is a relationship situation, because you have the Three of Swords and the Ace of Cups, it does sound like there was like something that actually hurt your feelings. I'm not sure if you hurt your own feelings. 9 times out of 10 is maybe someone else that did it. If it is two people in a situation, you guys are counterparts, but the more masculine side of the dynamic, meaning the person who is showing up in the more masculine side of their fire energy, whether within their creativity, within their confidence, whether within their self-expression or whatever, whoever is the more masculine one, there may be there needs to be a rebalancing in regards to the spiritual foundation and the spiritual principles that are kind of driving whatever, this conversation is about. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever this tower moment is about. So that, it can be showing up in different ways for different people. Especially when we talk about a tower. Let's clarify. Let's look and see what this tower is. It's about boundaries though, but let's see what happened. Two of Swords. Communication. Yes. Okay, so some fight and some conflict, and Two of Swords could be like to where it was like, I'm almost close to not speaking to you ever again. Two of Swords, because Two of Swords in reverse could be like, I learned this recently, but Two of Swords could be like, reverse is like, and I said this in one of the other readings, but I learned that while looking at different tarot readers, but Two of Swords in this modern day, if it's reverse, it could be like blocking somebody, like literally. That's really, and that makes a lot of sense, right? So for the Two of Swords to be upright, it's like, it's more of a contemplation of, how do I even move forward with this conversation? Do I even want to continue to engage with this person? Do I even want to even keep the line of communication open with this individual because of the conflict? So whatever the conflict is, somebody said something, and they said something, because the Three of Swords is here too. They said something and it only showed like their own self-limiting beliefs. So got the Hierophant reverse. The 5 and the 3 of Swords would be an 8 of Swords. And so their own self-limiting beliefs and their own, distorted sense of connection to the divine. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know what happened. I low-key don't think that was on, I don't think that was y'all. Maybe y'all played into it, or, you know what I'm saying, it was an argument. Obviously, you guys, whoever it is for this Three of Swords, Ace of Cups situation, like maybe y'all said something to where both of you guys are hurt and both of you guys can take fault. But to me, and you know what, it could be to where if both of you guys are hurt, both of you guys have to take fault, and both of you guys have something to learn about like your inner wisdom and kind of maturing in like your, you know, how you interact in regards to like your spiritual grounding and something like that. Because whatever it was, it was a character situation. I feel like with the Hierophant in reverse, it's basically like a preacher who is acting unethically or unethically, essentially, right? So it could be where both of you guys have said something in that way, or to where it's like maybe one person did and then the boundaries had to be motherfucking set. Period, point blank. I'm sorry for cussing so much, y'all. It's the advice. I just realized I was cussing so much. I'm like, oh. Okay, advice. We have joyful muse inspiration and well song resonating. So look, y'all. That's what I was saying earlier. I felt like the whole, even though there might have been some hurtful words in the process, I feel like the whole point of you establishing boundaries is so that you can enjoy yourself. So you can enjoy yourself, so that you can be free to live life, so that you don't have to worry about, I don't know if you guys can see this, is a little far back. So you guys don't have to worry about if you're enjoying life, if you're doing something that's benefiting you or making you feel good, that you don't have to worry about the people that's around. You're gonna be in a space to where you're already with well song and resonating, you're already in the frequency that resonates with you. You don't have to worry about all of the you see this 5 of Swords, 2 of Swords arguments and all sorts of stuff. You don't have to worry about that when we're talking about well song and joyful muse. That's saying go to where you are loved, go to where you are celebrated, go to the experiences to where you know you're gonna be feeling good. You know that it's gonna be activating for your soul, and it's gonna be fun as hell, and it's gonna be, you know what I'm saying, all the things that you want. You don't have to have an either or type of situation. And if that means that you have to draw boundaries with people because they have crossed the line and they have impeded on your harmonious energetic balance, then so be it. It's not like you're doing them dirty, or, you know what I'm saying, to do that. That's not that big of a deal. But now the hurt and the pain and things like that has come up, yes, that can be addressed. But, you know, that's what happens when uncomfortable truths have to be said or true feelings have to be revealed. I do think, though, with that 3 of Swords and that Ace of Cups, because it's so painful to in terms of the heart space, and if this is especially somebody within your soul tribe, then yes, I would say maybe like the way the conversation or whatever, however it goes about that situation can be held, it can moving forward be done in a delicate way, because you know the importance of, you know, of being kind to people's heart and stuff like that. But that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's about you resonating. If it doesn't resonate, then how can you be kind? Kind means we're on a similar frequency. If you're just not on my frequency, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do about it. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, we're going to do the best we can, you know, especially when it comes to maybe a soul tribe member and things like that, you know, family, friends, you know, lifelong partners, things like that. But at the end of the day, it's about you. We already talked about this, earth signs. You got the good fortune and on the wheel of, come on, what else do you need on your side right now? You know, if certain boundaries that were established causes, you know, people, so be it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even that serious. Like, first of all, you drawing boundaries because you in a position of abundance and status. So what do you want me to do? You know? So, okay. And the reason why that needs to be done is because if you're in a good position and you want to maintain that, or you want to expand on that, you're not going to just let things go willy-nilly. Yeah, maybe if you don't have nothing to lose, you have a little bit less boundaries, you have a little bit less expectations or whatever. But if you have something to where you worked hard for it and it's growing and whatever, it's coming in with new opportunities and things are going to be multiplying, and you have to get into a new level of self-acceptance of what you really like, what you really want to tolerate, what's really for you, you have to draw boundaries at that point. That's called self-respect. So the advice right now we have, you definitely doing got tidy house, you're doing some cleaning up, organizing for this new moon. It's allowing you to put things into this perspective, put in the things that are most important to you as your priority. I will say for the deep quiet meditation, I think that right now, you guys, there may be a moment in time to where you might be trying to clear up some chaos so that you can get to a more peaceful place, and that's fine. But ultimately, you know, taking those moments, even if you don't have that many, because it may, you know, maybe let's say you and your partner had a over the weekend or whatever, you and your partner, y'all live together, y'all had an argument, so you can't really, you know, avoid having, you know, a tense or a chaotic moment because y'all live together, right? But take those moments to yourself, whether in the shower or, you know, whatever it is, so that you can kind of get within your inner thoughts, keep yourself organized and clear. You know what I'm saying? You don't want it to be to where, yeah, you may not be able to avoid, because with this deep quiet in reverse, it does suggest that there's not really a space right now with this new moon. Probably at the peak of it. As we get closer to the next full moon, you guys are obviously going to have more time to yourself or whatever. But around the peak of the new moon, you're probably not going to be able to have as much time to avoid some of the more tenser situations that are happening, that are getting cleared out, that are getting organized and things like that. You may spend a lot of that time actually doing the organizing, doing the clearing out, clearing things up, clarifying things, and you know, just having those maybe more truthful conversations or whatever it is. And then it's going to allow you to go ahead into that deep quiet. The reason why I like this is because this is 1 and this is 11 too. So that does suggest that, you know, oh, sorry, I don't know if you can see it. It does suggest that if you guys take the initiative to do certain clearing and organizing, which is what you are also doing by establishing boundaries as well, you're going to be able to get into that kind of like deep trance-like space within, to where, you know, you can draw in on more of those, you know, gems or whatever it is that you want to, while you're kind of in that space. You may just want some peace and less stress as well. But obviously with the additional advice, especially because you do have, like I said, fortune's wheel with this new moon, you do have opportunity to have a lot of fun, go out, experience new things, you know, get a lot of inspiration from your new experiences, have a lot of fun with that. And it's all about it resonating on a soul level for you too. So I feel like for my earth signs, guys, this is definitely a Gemini new moon, because you do have a lot of good signs and good fortune in regards to like your money, your career, you know, your luck, you know, that type of thing. But you do have some just challenging aspects in regards to, you know, relationship dynamics. And that's just the reality. You know, did Venus retrograde happen? I would have to look. But, you know, I'm not sure if it's just challenging aspects, because it looked like a bunch of people from the different elements have had challenging aspects in regards to relationships, although they may have good fortune in the finances. I think that this is just allowing us, especially with Gemini, and we think about the 3rd house, we're thinking about communicating, we're thinking about exchanging information with people, connecting with people, that type of thing. That 3rd house energy, you know, it is a little bit complicated in regards to how energy flows between one person and another. How is it that somebody, like, I feel seen by somebody, or somebody kind of just get to my boundaries. They kind of get where I'm coming from. They understand, you know, the different things that I like to have into consideration and all these different things, but I may go somewhere else and I may not get that same treatment. These different things are like nuanced ways in which, you know, we kind of have to have that curiosity about other people, curiosity about, you know, different cultures. If you think about the third house, it also rules like marketplaces and things like that, where people would gather and share parts of their culture and different things like that. You have to just kind of get to learn a little bit about different people's customs, and so therefore you know how to best kind of flow with it. Now when it comes to your customs and your boundaries and your, you know what I'm saying, you have to understand that people need to respect that too. Now that may come with sometimes hurt feelings, but hopefully if, you know, if you are upright in regards to your internal moral compass, you're actually having a sense of spiritual authority within yourself, so that you know you have a checks and balances within yourself, and you are adhering to that. If you are coming from the heart and you're setting certain boundaries because, you know, now you have certain you know, things coming into your favor, and so now you have to kind of tighten up and get things together in a certain type of way, and so you know, things may change in regards to just how open you are and how receptive you are to people being in your space, or people, you know, doing certain things. If you have to establish those boundaries, know that that is within your right to do so. It is important for you to do it because it helps you kind of have a co-creative process with the universe, you know what I'm saying, to let you know, like, okay, this is what I want for my reality, this is what I want for my experiences, and the people around me know that, so they, you know, foster it and aid in that process too. You know what I'm saying? If not, then there may have to be some level of separations, or feelings hurt, or feelings change, or whatever, because that's a natural part of life and cycles. You know what I'm saying? Because now that the fortune's wheel is turning into your favor, to where it's like, okay, this is my time, this is my divine timing, this is the time for my good fortune, I want to capitalize on that, I want to expand on that. You should not be asked to, you know, have people kind of, not to say run amok, but cross certain wires and maybe try to take advantage, or whatever it is. So this is basically with this new moon. You guys are definitely hitting some, I don't want to say peaks, but you're hitting some moments to where you're going to be able, some spikes. You're hitting some levels of spikes in regards to your prosperity and your overall just favor and fortune. And so now you're having to be a little bit more discerning, and you're having to set different type of boundaries that you may not have before. And that's not bad at all. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, Earth Sons. Like I said, you can book a personal reading using everything in the description box below. Like, share, subscribe, comment below, all that good stuff. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you for the full moon.